All right. We're about to get started with the roster of our Christian Brother Varsity Falcons.
Despite a 3-game losing streak and being winless in league play, the Bella Vista Broncos still find themselves in the running for a playoff spot. The prescription is simple. Win 2 of the last 3 and you're playoff eligible. Win all 3 and you probably have a spot locked up. Either way, tonight's game against Christian Brothers is a pivotal one for BV. For Christian Brothers, we're used to them being in the playoff picture every year, but not this year. Christian Brothers is 0-8 on the season, and to have them come into this game winless is definitely a surprise. The crowd is ready. The playoff hopes are on the line for BV. Can the Broncos take the next step, or will the Falcons spoil the party? We'll all find out next, exclusively on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharlson, Aaron Keogh. Welcome to Bella Vista Football on BV Live Sports here on YouTube. It's another Friday night and another big one for the Broncos. Obviously, the last time we were here, the loss to Ponderosa, 2 losses on the road since. But tight ones with Ponderosa and Rio Americano, and then, of course, Inderkum is Inderkum. So.
Yeah, I mean, Inderkum is Inderkum, but, I'll say 20 points against the Tigers. I think Devon Norwood had 170 yards rushing. They were able to move the ball, which is something we haven't seen in quite a few years. So this Bronco team is hungry to get back on the winning side.
Well, at the start of the season, Coach Ott told us, we think we can play with anyone.
Yeah.
And losing 56 or 50 to 20 to Inderkum, that's progress, especially with Devon Norwood having such a great game last week.
Yeah, what I was really impressed with was, Coach Ott talks about we're going to run the ball, we're going to give it to Norwood, Inderkum knew that, and yet the Broncos came out and gave the ball to Norwood, and he went right down the field with it. Really impressive.
One of the great things about this Bella Vista team, yes, Norwood's been carrying the ball a lot,
sure.
But Hugo Lopez has been a really nice change of pace back for them, and also giving Norwood some relief there with that responsibility in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that they're still mixing it up, and you're right. When Hugo comes in, he makes an impact. And then you never can count out Dom Ferrarini when he goes in occasionally as well, either as a blocker or as a ball carrier. So it's kind of a three-headed monster, if you will.
And of course, that's what it was supposed to be at the start of the season. Dom Ferrarini's been injured over the course of this season, and so his running back duties have been kind of limited, but his linebacker duties have not, and he's really excelling there.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to pick one side of the ball to have, Big 44, you want him on the defensive side because he's been an absolute beast for the Broncos. He's going to have to show up big again tonight.
For Christian Brothers, they're led by their quarterback, Deacon Holden. He's nearly 1,400 yards passing this year, and he's kind of where the offense centers for this Christian Brothers team.
Yeah, it all kind of is around the quarterback, and you can say, well, obviously, right, the quarterback, he leads the offense, but in this case, he's kind of doing it all. And so really the key to contain Christian Brothers is to contain that quarterback.
A lot of times the teams that we've seen have been more kind of a run first, pass second approach. Really, Christian Brothers is the opposite, but not by much. They will run the ball a lot. Jay Cummings is their top running back, and he had a big game against Bella Vista last year.
Yeah, he kind of ran all over the place against the Broncos last year, and they're going to want some revenge for that. You are right. I would say they're a pass-first team, but you got to be careful of that run with Cummings as well.
Once again, we have Brandon Simpson down on the field, and let's go ahead and check in with Brandon and find out what's going on down there. There's a lot of energy, Brandon.
Yeah, there is a lot of energy, and you guys are talking about this Christian Brothers team being 0-8. I've been down there watching them from the sidelines, and I know it's pregame, but they don't look like an 0-8 team. And that quarterback who you talked about throwing for 1,400 yards, again, it's pregame, but he's slinging the ball around like this is a team that's come here to put up a fight. So hopefully the Broncos, I'm sure they won't underestimate this team. They do not look like an 0-8 team down here.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. That's some good points that Brandon was making. This is the classic trap game.
No, it really is. And so for the Broncos, they're hungry for a win, but Christian Brothers is probably hungrier for a win. And so you really got to keep Bella Vista focused tonight if they're going to get a win, because you're right, it's a classic trap.
All right, let's take a look at our players to watch for tonight's game. As we've already talked about, one of them for Christian Brothers, and that's Deacon Holden. He is kind of where the offense centers for this Christian Brothers team. A 4-year starter, 4,300 career passing yards, more than 4,300. We mentioned almost 1,400 yards. I think he's like 10 yards away from 1,400 for this season, so he'll probably hit that tonight, completing 52% of his passes, just shy of 200 yards per game. So obviously, you got to be able to contain him tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, 52% pass completion is something the Broncos really got to be careful about, because that's every 1 and 2 passes. If he completes 52% tonight, that's trouble for Bella Vista.
We did mention Jay Cummings, 120 yards rushing against Bella Vista last year, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 7.1 yards per carry last year.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting almost a first down every time you're running the ball, that's a problem. So they're going to have to contain number 40.
Leading rusher for Christian Brothers this year, but only 439 total yards. So you would think, and again, Christian Brothers, a down year for them, clearly. But at this stage, leading rusher would normally be higher than that.
Yeah, I mean, when we get to Bella Vista, you'll see where Devon Norwood is, and that'll kind of put it in perspective.
And then on defense, it's Reese Hembed, 67 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks this year. We're going to be calling that name a lot tonight.
Yeah, you got to watch out for this guy. He is spectacular on defense, and the tackles for loss and the sacks, really, really impressive.
Also has an interception and a forced fumble. We did talk about Devon Norwood, 119 yards per game.
I mean, incredible job.
169 yards shy of 1,000 as well. So a huge game for Devon Norwood. A game like he had against Inderkum, he'll go over 1,000 tonight.
He would love to be able to call that from the night on YouTube.
Hugo Lopez, we talked about him as well. Continued to play both offense and defense despite the injury. Leads the team in tackles, 3rd with tackles for loss, 2nd with sacks, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that really sticks out about Hugo is that he can play on both sides of the ball, and he makes an impact on both sides of the ball.
Cooper Thorne, 10 tackles for loss. He leads the team in that category. Also 2nd on the team with 4 sacks and 3 passes defended. He's been a surprise this year.
He really has been, and when he shows up, he's really devastating for opponents' offenses.
And then, of course, we had to bring in the law firm of Titus Ferrarini and Holsapple. They'll defend you on anything, but they're the defense attorneys, if you will.
That's right.
104 total tackles, 20 tackles for loss. We expect to see a lot of action from them.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see a lot from them tonight.
All right, so we'll go ahead and switch from the players to watch and go right into Keogh's Keys and see what Aaron has in store for us tonight.
Well, I think for Keogh's Keys, for Bella Vista, they got to set the tone early. We talked about it being the classic trap game. They can't get caught sleeping. Norwood, we got to get Norwood to 1,000 yards. How cool would that be to call that tonight live here on BV Live Sports? And on defense, we need playmakers. We talked about Cooper Thorne. He's been hot and cold. We need him to be hot tonight and hot through the rest of the season. For Christian Brothers, hey, you're playing spoiler. They got nothing to lose tonight, so and everything to gain. So they're going to be hot to trot. They got to force BV away from the run. If they can shut the run down and force BV into a passing mode, that's good for them. And then get Cummings involved early and often. I know his rushing yards haven't been quite as high as Norwood, but he did a number on Bella Vista last year.
Well, I know Brandon in his report earlier indicated that Christian Brothers is amped up. They're ready to go, and certainly don't look like an 0-8 team.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, well, we're going to head down to Brandon one more time with some final thoughts before game time. We just had the coin flip, Brandon, while we were doing Keogh's Keys. I don't know if you saw what happened, if you can update us. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's get you on there.
Sorry, guys, I didn't. My son was one of the captains tonight, so I was watching that, and I didn't see what happened down the coin toss. I did get a word with Coach Ott. He apologized. He was busy before the game, didn't have a chance to come up there, but he's going to have some time for us after the game.
Did he have anything to say about his thoughts about the game tonight?
No, he came by and he said, hey, tell those guys I'm sorry. I meant to get up there. We were just really getting prepared for this game. Again, I think he's probably thinking the same thing you guys were talking about is this is a classic trap game. We need this win. They want this win just for pride. They could try to sneak up on them, and I think Coach Ott's going to make sure that's not going to happen.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll be talking with you throughout the course of the game. And the band, as we're going to go ahead and take a look at the band. They are all decked out in pink tonight. It is the pink out for breast cancer awareness tonight. October, of course, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so we are marking that, remembering those we have lost, and certainly supporting those who are experiencing and going through that right now, and of course their family members and friends as well. This is an annual event during the football season, and it's always a really cool event for Bella Vista.
Yeah, great to see all the pink and some of the creative ideas to we got pink hair and lots of pink shirts and pink shoes and pink pants and everything else. So really kind of fun environment tonight overall.
Well, and lots of energy too. We see we heard it in the crowd. You know, we're doing the open and we don't have the headphones on. You can really hear the crowd and feel the energy a little bit more when that has happened.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Quincy Douglas, the public address announcer,
as the band will perform the national anthem.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. I was like, what?
We are very lucky at Bella Vista High School. You know, I watch some of the road games on NFHS, and I know that you go to some of them with Charlie playing on the JV squad this year. Not everybody has a band.
No, it's really something that makes for just a really awesome environment, and you know, it's going to be rowdy tonight. The band's going to be down on the track again because the stands are absolutely full. Christian Brothers has some people here, but not nearly what the Bella Vista ensemble is, and so that makes for a good home crowd advantage as well.
All right, so the band has made their way off to the side at what has become their normal spot on the track, and we will be hearing from them throughout. You heard the cheerleaders as well. It is now time for football, and it looks like the Broncos will be kicking off as Sam Pennington, number 15, is out there. He's going to kick off from the snout.
It's always a good way to start
there
a game
you go.
on Friday
so
night.
We'll check Christian Brothers here as they get set to get their hands on the football first.
Can we just talk for a minute while you're checking that out? What a gorgeous night it is for football.
Is.
I mean, just low 70s, slight breeze. I mean, just a perfect Friday night for football.
Nasser McGee is back deep to receive. Gunnar Marsh is the other one. McGee will be the one closest to us when the ball gets down there, number 6. Marsh on the far side of the field, number 5. Pennington with the high pink socks is ready to get things going. I see some pink shoes too, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, 17.
Here we go, Gage
Titus.
Titus. Yes, indeed. And we are underway as Pennington kicks that one from the snout going towards the sideline, and it'll be picked up and brought out to the 30-yard line for Christian Brothers. And that is Gio DeStefano, 5'9", 155-pound senior. That looks like that might be his first kickoff return of the season, because we didn't have him for any. We have him for a punt return. And so here come the Christian Brothers Falcons. Deacon Holden, he's leading the pack there. That is him, number 3. He is their quarterback. We mentioned Gunnar Marsh, who is one of their top receivers, and Jay Cummings, number 40. He is the running back to the right of Deacon Holden, who will operate out of the shotgun. There goes Cummings, and he'll carry some tacklers with him and push his way to the 39-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 6. So a nice opening run for the Falcons here. As you mentioned, Aaron, in your keys is for them, that's one of the things they need to do is get Cummings going.
Yeah, I mean, he ran all over the Broncos last year. Why not start with him to start the game again?
It's a 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Holden, he's going to swing it to Marsh. Marsh trying to avoid some tacklers right at the 40-yard line, but he's going to go nowhere. I saw Hugo Lopez in there. Sam Singley was there too.
Really well-read screen there by the defense, staying at home. Minimal gain, making a difference on both sides of the ball.
3rd and 3. That was a gain of 1 on the pass. And we'll call this the 40-yard line. They need to get to the 43. And now this time they will go with 2 wide receivers set to either side of the field. Teams have had success going to the wide side. Got some motion. Here's the handoff. The swing's over to the right side. The catch is made. It is a first down for Christian Brothers. Holden, the quarterback, is the one that threw the pass. And that is, we don't have number 7 on our roster. How about that?
The mystery number 7 was the
mystery number 7, but he looks like he's got law firm.
Big play for the Broncos. Start in the turnover category, +1, and 1st and 10 now for this offense in Christian Brothers territory.
It looked like Cummings maybe tried to get going with the run before he had control of the ball. In motion, that's Shadko on the jet sweep. Shadko turns the corner, and he is out to the 47-yard line. And that's a pickup of 3. I'm sorry, the 42.
Still a pickup of 3.
We started at the 45, so I was just 5 yards behind. My wife tells me that all the time, so. 2nd and 7. That's Lopez and Norwood in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the right. Stetson Seapock lined up to the left. Here is a handoff to Norwood right up the middle, and he will be a couple of yards shy of the first down as he gets that inside the 40-yard line. We'll call it the 38. So we'll call it 3rd and 3.
Interesting with that sweep to Shadko to start the offensive drive there. That's not a play we've seen them run. Was effective for a few yards.
Usually when they run the jet sweep, it's to Durazo, number 22.
Correct.
Split backs in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Hugo Lopez. Has some openings up the middle inside the 30-yard line. That's a gain of about 10 and a first down for Bella Vista. So the Broncos on the move here. Running game off to a good start.
That's what you want if you're the Broncos. Hey, you know what we're going to do. It's the mark of an effective team.
Shadko to the right, Durazo to the left. Norwood looked like he was set up in the backfield or as a split back or a wide receiver as Lopez takes it up the middle to the 25-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 26. So that'll be a gain of a couple.
That's one of those runs where it looked like he got a lot more yardage than he actually got because of how he fell.
So call this 2nd down and 8 at the 26-yard line. Here's Norwood. Norwood tries the right side. Norwood's inside the 20, and Christian Brothers is now saying they have the ball, as the ball may have come out. Let's see, the officials are going to talk about it. And it's going to be Christian Brothers' ball. So both teams with a fumble here on the offense. And that squelches a very promising Bella Vista drive.
Well, one of the things that's hard for a running back is, when you start giving up the ball, it tends to follow you. It's hard to overcome that. He had a fumble last week against Indercombe early, fumble again tonight, speaking of Devon Norwood. And that's just kind of a mental thing to get back into the game. I'm sure, Coach will talk to him about that, tighten that up for the rest of the game. Happens to the best of them. Derrick Henry as well this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, the best.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day with the Seahawks, Marshawn Lynch was known to fumble every so often.
Every so often.
Rarely,
happen.
but it does happen.
Yep.
Shotgun formation from the 19. Holden. He'll try over the middle. That's McGee with the reception. McGee showing some nifty moves, and he'll take this one. He's still on his feet near midfield as he goes out of bounds. So that's going to be nearly 30 yards on that play. Call it 29.
Yeah, 29 yards.
This goes to the 48-yard line. Christian Brothers trying to capitalize on the turnover. Holden under pressure. Now he's going to roll out to his left. He's going to take off and run, and he's going to get a first down and run out of bounds around the 35-yard line. We'll call it the 36. That's about 15 yards on the play.
15 yards, yeah.
We're at 6:20 to go. A couple of big plays there for Christian Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, 45 yards in 2 plays. It's a little, from Holden there, a little Lamar Jackson-esque in that he can throw and he can run, kind of a dual-threat quarterback. I think you see that fairly often in high school, but.
1st and 10 from the 36. The ball is loose, and it is picked off. That's Holsapple again down the left sideline. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown Broncos. Brendan Holsapple. There is a flag down. The flag was in the offensive backfield. The ball gets popped out. Brendan Holsapple comes up with it and rumbles his way about 55 yards. It is a penalty on the Christian Brothers and declined. Touchdown Broncos.
Man, heads up by Holsapple to just scoop that up and catch it in the air and take off.
That is incredible.
Well, it's been a game of turnovers so far, George.
Yes, indeed.
We're not even halfway through the first quarter, and we're 3 in.
3 turnovers, and Bella Vista's first score comes on a turnover. So Alan Remington is standing out at the 10-yard line right now as it looks like he's going to, they're going to shift into the kick formation, I think. But it looks like Remington is, well, he's going to spot. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to hold it.
I didn't see Pennington out there.
I didn't either. It was kind of a mystery.
Pennington was hiding. As we would say in basketball, Remington was setting the screen for Pennington. Here's the snap. Pennington's kick is on the way, and it is good. So Pennington makes the extra point, and the Broncos, on just an incredible play, the ball just kind of popped out of the hands of Deacon Holden and right into the waiting arms and accepting arms of Brendan Holsapple, who then rumbles his way down for the touchdown on the turnover.
Great way for the Broncos to start. I mean, a little sloppy on both sides of the ball, but the Broncos able to capitalize first. Hopefully they can keep that momentum up now with another big stop on defense.
And that's with 6:06 to go. So things were looking promising for Christian Brothers. And again, the turnover bug has bit them. 2 already tonight. Christian Brothers, by the way, they lost to Ponderosa last week, and it looks like Ponderosa intercepted them 3 times, according to what I saw on Max Preps.
Well, one of the challenges when you throw the ball a lot, gives you lots of opportunities for interceptions.
Here's Pennington's kick, and this is a floater. It's going to be picked up by an up man once again, who will bring it out, and I believe that's DeStefano again. And that will bring it out to the 35-yard line. Trey Mello makes the stop for Bella Vista, and we're ready to go. For the next Christian Brothers, it's already their 3rd possession.
So one of the things here, if you're Bella Vista now, you're right back out on defense. You just scored, right? But your defense scored. So you celebrated, you had your moment, but now you got to refocus back in here. All
right, we're ready to start 1st and 10 4 wide receivers, kind of a tight formation for Christian Brothers. Bella Vista showing blitz. Here's a handoff, goes to the left side and carrying the ball out to the 40-yard line. I want to double check that, as that was one of their other running backs there.
Looked like
Tristan Torrio, number 35.
Well, I don't.
What did you see?
I saw a 16, but they don't have a 16.
Let's double check who is in the backfield here. That is 35 in the backfield. So
All right,
Tristan
35.
Torrio.
Torrio, okay. We'll go with that since he's an actual
Holden,
player.
left side, at the feet of Gunnar Marsh. So that is incomplete. We'll look at now a third and about 5 yards to go. Just under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And the Broncos looking to make a third down stop here. The last time they had Christian Brothers on third down, they forced a fumble.
Be nice if they could do that again. And momentum-wise, this is a big down for Bella Vista, because if you get a stop here, likely Christian Brothers has to punt and you go back on offense.
So Marsh and our phantom receiver number 7 come out to the right. 3 wide receivers to the right. Torrio comes in motion, Holden back to pass. He's under pressure. Now he's going to look and take off and run with it, and that is his second run for a first down as he's out of bounds near just across the 45-yard line. They're going to say he stepped out. They're going to put him at the 46 or 47. It's always hard to see where they mark it. Actually, they're going to call it upwards of the 49. Maybe not.
Can't decide where the ball goes. So
okay.
7-yard pickup for the QB.
So they'll mark that at the 47. So 1st and 10 for Christian Brothers. Holden has an open receiver across midfield into Bronco territory. That's another first down. Gunnar Marsh is the receiver. And so Christian Brothers, they're moving the ball. Actually, it will not be a first down. They're only going to give him progress to the 44-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1. Looks like Cummings is back in the backfield. Was on the previous play as well. Tight set with the wide receivers. 2nd and 1. Cummings with the carry. They're going to try and string him out. Being chased down by Gage Titus. And Guillermo Perez comes over to help finish him off at the 40-yard line, but not before Cummings picks up a few yards and enough yards for a first down.
Yeah, 3 yards, but an effective 3 yards because you get a new set of downs now for the Christian Brothers.
And we're at 4:35 to go in the opening quarter. Clock is stopped as he went out of bounds. Glad you can join us tonight here on VV Live Sports. Feel free to drop your comments into the comments section, the live chat going on during the broadcast tonight. Holden can't find anyone. Now he's going to stop short of the line of scrimmage downfield. Misses one man, caught by someone else. No, they're going to call, are they going to say incomplete? There is a flag that comes late.
Well, surely that's not pass interference. That was excellent coverage.
Well, it could be offensive.
I mean, Kodiak Simpson was in great coverage there.
It looks like they're going to mark it off against Bella Vista, so they're going to call the pass interference.
Well, I mean, obviously with the referees not mic'd up, it's hard to tell what player that was on, but I surely hope that was not on Kodiak Simpson because he made an excellent defensive play.
Well, I know that Alan Remington came up right away pleading when the flag came out.
Yeah, so it might have been on him.
So the 15-yard penalty will mark the ball down to the 26-yard line. Christian Brothers on the move. Bella Vista in the lead on the long fumble recovery by Brendan Holsapple as he returned it all the way for a touchdown. Wide receivers out to either side. Now there's 3 wide receivers out to the left on the wide side of the field. Lots for Deacon Holden to choose from there if he wishes. And he's looking to his left. Now he's under pressure. Now he's being chased out of the pocket. Brendan Holsapple grabs him and sends him down back at the 41-yard or 36-yard line.
Big loss on that play.
I am 5 yards behind tonight.
Well, Holden's even further back than 5 yards. I can tell you that, because that was a.
I'll tell you what, Brendan Holsapple's having a great game.
He is. He is trying to get the partner status, or solidify his partner status.
Well, he'll be senior partner next year.
He will, yes.
That's held by Titus and Ferrarini and the law firm there.
Well, and that was a really big play for the Broncos after that pass interference call, because you've backed them up over 10 yards, almost 12 yards it looks like.
It's Dylan Wegner goes wide to the left, number 13. 2 wide receivers. Holden dropping back to pass, and he just skims that one at the feet of his intended receiver, number 7, who, again, we don't have a number 7 on our roster. So,
well, and don't be fooled. That was a really heads-up play by the quarterback using the rule to his advantage. He threw that ball was not going to be catchable, but he did throw it to mystery man number 7, and therefore it's not intentional grounding because he was going to take another sack.
If we have any Christian Brothers fans on the broadcast tonight, if you want to shoot in the chat, if you can tell us who number 7 is, we may have him on the roster. He may just have a different number. We go 3 wide receivers out to the left. McGee is out there along with Wegner and number 7. Holden's going to go deep. He's got Gunnar Marsh. Guillermo Perez is there. Marsh with the catch. Touchdown, Christian Brothers. And Guillermo Perez is pleading for an interference call. I don't see a flag, but that was quite a pass.
That it was
from the 36-yard line. "36-yard pass from Holden." And the extra point is on the way, and taking that is Nathan Levine, the kicker, 5'8", 160-pound junior. He's got the extra point, and we are all of a sudden tied. Well, there was a lot of excitement that happened when Holsapple recovered that fumble and returned it for a touchdown. But that long pass play from Deacon Holden to Gunnar Marsh, one of his top receivers. In fact, he's the number 1 receiver. And I tell you what, that was quite a play, and that kind of quieted this Bella Vista crowd.
Yeah, it really did. I was on a secret mission there, George, trying to find who Phantom number 7 was, but I got no help in the booth. So.
Oh, no one will tell you?
Well, I don't think it was so much they couldn't tell me. I'll just say based on the personnel that I asked, I don't think they knew.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I did make the ask. It was not a coach.
Yeah.
It was not a coach, I'll say that.
So we got number 80, Nathan Levine has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line, hash mark right. He'll send a line drive kick Remington's way, and here's Alan Remington. And he'll get it out to the 25-yard line for the Bella Vista offense to go to work. Bella Vista's first offensive possession. This is only their second possession of the game. And this is an opportunity. Their first one, they moved the ball well.
They did.
And then it ended in a fumble.
Well, and if I'm the offense, I'm giving the ball to Devon Norwood right off the bat here. Show confidence in your back.
First and 10 Broncos. Durazo comes in motion. There's Norwood. And Norwood says, "Thanks, coach. Thanks for trusting me." Out across the 45-yard line, Devon Norwood.
There's no better way to instill confidence in your running back than, hey, I know you made that mistake. I'm giving you the ball again. Now go get it.
So that goes from the 35 to the 40, or the 25 to the 48. 23 yards on the play for Devon Norwood. And again, we're on a 1,000-yard watch for him as well tonight. Here's Hugo. Hugo across midfield. He's down to the 46-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 6. We got an injured Bella Vista player. That Joaquin Vara. That is Joaquin Vara down on the field.
That's not good.
Joaquin Vara, who was one of the folks we talked to before the season started in our season preview here on BV Live Sports. 6'3", 235-pound senior. Has 3 pancake blocks on defense. I love that term.
Pancake block, yeah.
Yeah, because it means that you delivered a key block and sent someone to the ground, and it was completely legal.
Yeah, and he's clutching at that knee that already has a brace on it. That's not a good sign, but hopefully something just got tweaked a little bit with a little bit of
Joaquin Vara was 2 years ago, was on the varsity team as a sophomore. And there is a memory that I have of the first game of the season. It was our first broadcast that we did. He had to come in for the senior center, Fred Corfey, because Fred got hurt and Joaquin Vara was the backup center at the time. They were at the 1-yard line. Here's the sophomore coming in, having to snap the ball, and then also deliver the lead block on what turned out to be a touchdown for Bella Vista.
Yeah, and I'm just looking there through the binoculars a little bit. That it does not look good. They got the medic out already.
Yes.
Stabilizing that knee and ankle area. Vice Principal Moore is out now on the field, as is the athletic director, Becky Stewart. This is just not a good sign for the Broncos. You feel for kids, especially when they're a senior, and you just hope that this is not something real serious.
Well, we'll reset everything for you. We have 2:17 to go in the opening quarter. Christian Brothers and Bella Vista tied at 7. Christian Brothers, the 36-yard touchdown pass just a few moments ago. Bella Vista scoring on a 55 or so yard fumble recovery return by Brendan Holsapple. I'm looking at Holsapple's stats, and I believe that is his first touchdown of the year. It might be his first career touchdown.
Could be, yeah.
So that's something that he is going to remember for the rest of his life.
He will.
That's one of those things that you tell your kids about. But this is really not good for Joaquin Vara as we continue to eyeball it for you right now. So the medic is there. And now his parents are being called down to the field. So that seems to make this even more serious.
Yeah, it's just not a good thing. I saw Guillermo Perez out there knelt down by his teammate.
Hey, Brandon, are you able to see anything?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I mean, I can't see a lot more than you. I'm just watching the medics are taking his shoes off. They cut the tape off that was by his ankles, taking his shoes off. I do think that the injury was up by the knee. I can see, obviously, clearly he's in quite a bit of pain. And when I get an update, I will let you guys know.
Yeah, not initial reports there. Maybe not looking good.
Yeah, and we don't necessarily want to share unconfirmed reports, but there are some things that that we are privy to. Let's hope what we're hearing is not right. So,
yeah.
but Brandon, maybe you can see if you can get an official word from someone at some point during the game tonight, and maybe we wait till Coach talks to us after the game tonight to find out for certain. But yeah, so we're in a bit of a delay right now with 2:17 to go in the opening quarter as we wait to see what they will get Joaquin Vara stabilized and then taken off the field.
I would imagine they're probably going to need an ambulance here.
And I
given
think
that it looks like it's some form of a lower extremity, which would make it difficult to walk, right? Knee, ankle, foot, whatever.
So yeah, they'll probably need a stretcher. Of course, there are ambulances at every game, I believe.
Well,
I think that changed recently.
Yeah, so they
It
have
used
this
to be.
down on the field at the 25-yard line to our right. There's an EMT table there. Now they have to have a medic. But and they're looking for Joaquin's mom, I believe.
Yeah, they are calling for parents to come down to the field. I've got to believe that the parents know by now that that's their child that's on the ground and hurt. So they are awaiting the parents to come down to the field. I think if you recall, the last time there was an ambulance needed here at Bella Vista was the Riley Dick injury last year.
Yeah.
And so and this is where we were first introduced to the new system, to where you don't necessarily have an ambulance. Back in the day when you did have an ambulance was required, something like this where an ambulance is needed is one of those things where you still have to call the outside ambulance.
Correct.
Because the original ambulance can't leave the stadium. That's just where the paramedics were. And so we will probably see the flashing lights here before too long coming down Madison Avenue and get everything all set up. It looks like Joaquin Vara is up, and he is going to be carried off. And they're giving him a much-deserved round of applause here. And he is going to be taken over to the medic station. And I think I see them getting ready right now. I think they're probably going to set him on they're going to set him on the chair with his leg. In fact, here's the ambulance. You can hear it in the background, and we're seeing it come by. So it will be turning in here before too long. And we'll see the flash. We'll see the additional medics come in and tend to Joaquin Vara. So for Bella Vista, that means a new player comes into the game.
Yeah.
And Joaquin Vara, who is a lineman, he was playing guard this year.
Yeah, this is a tough situation for both teams. I mean, probably more so for Bella Vista because you've got, backup lineman in. The game's been delayed probably close to 10 minutes at this point. And, you have to be ready to play, right? We have a football game. We have a lot of a football game to play.
Correct.
But Christian Brothers, you've cooled down. Any sort of momentum that either team has gone away. And, rightfully so, there's a little bit of a somber mood now in the whole stadium. So
just witnessed a cool moment out about the 36-yard line of Christian Brothers. Devon Norwood and Nasser McGee a little handshake and half hug there. I'm guessing that they know each other.
Yeah.
But that's really cool to see that. Of course, as you know, Christian Brothers is a private school, so they're not subject to district regulations and where student body can come from.
Right.
So it could very well be, and in a lot of cases we know this with lacrosse, because there are players from Fair Oaks that have gone to Christian Brothers, and so it could happen with players. I mean, pretty much all over Sacramento. If you want the Catholic high school education, that's one of your choices.
That's one of your choices. That's
and
right.
And you could come from pretty much anywhere.
Yep.
Within the greater Sacramento area.
Well, it looks like we're finally ready to start playing football again.
And the ball is placed at the 47-yard line after the 5-yard run by Hugo Lopez. It'll be 2nd down and 5 as we resume. Lopez and Norwood are split in the backfield. This is Devon Norwood once again. Devon Norwood refusing to go down. He's inside the 45-yard line. Or actually, he's right at the 45. So that's a gain of 3. And that'll be a 3rd down and well, maybe it was a gain of 2. Third down, about 3 yards to go. Dominic Ferrarini is in with the power I formation. And here's a handoff, and I think Bella Vista is going to get penalized for a false start. It looked like Hugo Lopez may have been leaning forward just a little bit as the ball was snapped. And so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Broncos.
Well, it probably changes your play call now because now it's 3rd and long, and might be a passing down now for the Broncos. They're right at midfield.
So Ferrarini is going to come out. Stetson Seapock will come out as well. Durazo and Shadko are in. Those are your 2 starting wide receivers as Jack Singley will now join the huddle. It is 3rd down and 8. right at midfield. Shadko and Durazo out to the right, Taylor to the left. Offset or straight I formation, Singley back to pass, and that one's too high for Shadko at about the 45-yard line. I tell you what, if it's there, he's able to turn the corner and get the first down.
Yeah, if that ball was just down, I think Singley threw it a little bit high because of the defenders, but you're right. Had he made that contact, that would have been great.
Just looking down at the medical tent or the medical table, we're just watching as Vara has continued to be worked on. I'm checking to see if I can see the ambulance in the parking lot. Okay, so it is there.
Must be there because I see a medic coming in with a splint of some kind.
So Alan Remington is back deep to punt. And Gunnar Marsh is the deep man for Christian Brothers. Remington, kind of a low snap, gets this one away, a short kick that's going to take a bounce. Christian Brothers clears, and the Broncos will down it right around the 21, 22-yard line. So we'll call that the 22. Yes, the 22, and that's where Christian Brothers will begin. They had a very nice drive the last possession that ended in a 36-yard touchdown pass. They're moving the ball against Bella Vista's defense. The Broncos need to kind of toughen up, tighten up here.
Yeah, they do. Big opportunity for the defense here towards the end of the first quarter to get a stop so the offense can move the ball. Or get another opportunity to move the ball, rather, I should say.
The Broncos have forced 2 turnovers tonight, one of which was returned for a touchdown. 1:22 to go in the opening quarter. Going to be running late tonight. We had the long delay because of the injury to Joaquin Vara. They've taken his jersey and shoulder pads off now. So now what's happening here? It's like 15 yards is being marked off against Bella Vista.
It is, and I didn't see a signal of what it was.
Well, clearly a 15-yard penalty of some sort.
Personal foul or?
Well, it'll either be that or unsportsmanlike conduct.
Makes a little more sense. I saw Coach Ott kind of animated out in the center of the field looking for something.
Marsh comes in motion. Marsh gets the pitch play. That's a pass play, actually. And he's going to turn the corner, and he's going to get himself about 11 yards out of bounds at the 48-yard line or so. Just a little forward pitch from Deacon Holden to Gunnar Marsh. And they actually said that he stepped out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Wow. I don't even think he was close to the sideline at that point. Take it if you're Bella Vista. That's 6 yards on the pass play. 2nd down and 4. Shotgun formation again. Here's the handoff. Pushing forward, getting the first down for Bella Vista. That's Jake Cummings. Cummings imposing his will on the Bella Vista defense right there. Christian Brothers is moving the ball. I am very impressed with their offense tonight.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of moving the ball.
It's hard for me to understand their record.
Yeah.
I know they played some good teams.
But they're definitely moving the ball.
Here's a pitch play to Gunnar Marsh once again. Now he's going to pad his rushing stats as he'll get out of bounds right around the 45-yard line, and a flag flies high in the air. That looks like dead ball personal foul.
Yep.
I don't know. That's 2 15-yard penalties here in the last few minutes, and we'll see if and this one actually was not at where the play ended.
No, I'm wondering if somebody, I don't know which side, but if a player said something, derogatory or something like that, that could have.
We'll see what they say here.
It's going against Bella Vista.
And Sam Singley has come off the side to the sideline and is sitting on the bench and talking to a coach. I will leave it at that.
So Marsh picked up 2 yards and then another 15 on top of it, so that ends up being a 17-yard play.
And the one thing you cannot do, even to an 0-8 team, is you cannot give away free yards. We're going to wind this play down in slow motion. Coach Ott was getting an explanation from the official, and the referee was not in position yet. So they're not. So they blew the play dead. So we'll reset the snap clock. We'll wind the clock now with about 31 seconds to go.
Which is really an advantage for Christian Brothers because Bella Vista was through the offensive line and was looking at a sack.
And Christian Brothers right now in no hurry. They may let the clock run down or they may run a play. First and 10 from the 31. Cummings is the lone setback. And the play fake. Holden is going to float this one down the field, and that is incomplete. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. It is a 7-7 tie here at Bella Vista High School. And Christian Brothers, they're dominating the time of possession right now.
They really are. I mean, that was a very weird kind of first quarter as we see Joaquin Vara going off the field to the ambulance. Really just strange. You had 3 turnovers. You had the delay for Joaquin Vara's injury. Bella Vista's offense was hardly on the field, and yet somehow we're 7-7.
And that's because of a defensive touchdown by Bella Vista.
Correct. Yeah, offensively, the Broncos have not really done much. I mean, they had a good opening drive, spoiled by a fumble. Their second drive was a 3-and-out. That's very atypical from the Bronco team that we've seen, you know, at least in the home games that we've done. That's a very different Bronco team.
Let's head downstairs to Brandon, and we'll find out maybe if been able to find out anything about Joaquin Vara or any other thoughts about that first quarter.
Well, my thoughts are with Joaquin Vara right now. He's been a close family friend of ours for 12 years, and he's clearly done for the season. He's a senior. He's a captain on this team, and that's going to be a big loss for the Broncos, not just because of his play out on the field, but because of his leadership to these guys. So looks to me like the ankle, they've got the ankle all stabilized, and as you guys mentioned, they're taking him away. So I'm sure that he is done for the season. Really tough. He's been with the Broncos since junior Broncos, since 8th grade, and has been on this varsity team for the last 3 years. So my thoughts are with Joaquin. My thoughts on the game, kind of like you guys talked about, is Christian Brothers had some big plays in that first half, and if you take away those 2 turnovers, they'd be leading big right now.
Wagner with the reception as we get the second quarter underway. That's going to be close to a first down for Christian Brothers as we're right at about the 22. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 22. So that's a gain of, it's a 3rd and 1 right now. So we'll see if the Broncos can stuff them here on a 3rd and 1. Cummings will line up in the backfield. They also have Mr. 7. Well, that's what we'll call him.
I like that.
And now we've got 2 men in the backfield. Handoff goes to Cummings. Cummings is hit. He stiff arms one man. Head up. Carries tacklers with him inside the 20. And Cummings will get a first down. Bullsapple with the stop. And that'll be a first down for Christian Brothers as they just continue to move the ball.
Yeah, they're really moving it at will right now. I mean, that was a 3rd down, but it was 3rd and 1. They're really able to move both on the ground and through the air so far.
Well, and that was just a good run by Cummings, and he had the blocking in front of him as well. Again, that was like one that was held earlier, or run earlier, where he just kind of imposed his will.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Gunnar Marsh goes out to the right. 2 wide receivers to the left. 2 men in the backfield. Here's Holden. Back to pass. He's under pressure. Gets by one tackler, but he's going to go down at the 30-yard line. DeLucchi was there to prevent him from going anywhere. Ferrarini is the one that got the first hit on him, and the sack goes back to the 29-yard line for a loss of 10.
Yeah, big play. That was a blitz. Obviously, the defense set Ferrarini on that, executed it perfectly, and, sometimes those big wrap-up, big slam downs on the quarterback as a sack, yeah, those look really good, but what Dom just did, just as effective.
Indeed. So loss of 10 on the sack. George Gaddison and Gunnar Marsh out to the right. 2 wide receivers to the left as well. Holden's back to pass. He's under pressure again, sends this one down to nobody in particular. I think Cummings was in the general area, and a flag is down. The referee is signaling something.
Well, it looks like they're signaling against Bella Vista, but that has got to be an offensive hold based on where it was thrown.
He's having a conversation with Coach Ott right now, who looks like he's pleading his case.
Well, he's either pleading his case or they're talking about where it occurred.
He might be claiming grounding, but Cummings was in the general area. Holden was in the pocket, so it is holding against Christian Brothers. They were talking about whether to decline.
Yep.
So it is a hold, and so they'll keep the ball at the 29-yard line for 3rd and 20. So that's what the conversation was.
Yep.
And what he was pointing is he was asking, do you want it there? And just happened to be pointing towards Bella Vista.
Correct.
He was pointing to the 29-yard line as to where. Do you want it there, or do you want the sack?
Do you want the down?
Do you want the
yards?
hold?
Yeah.
3rd and 20. Big 3rd down for the Broncos. Holden's back to pass. Has an open man, but he can't make the catch. Number 7 was wide open.
Yeah, that was really lucky because he was wide open, and
he would have been short of the first down if he had made the catch, because that was right around the 20-yard line, but it would have set up a 4th and shorter, not necessarily short. Christian Brothers right now at 4th and 20 at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, unless they have a field goal kicker that can kick 45-plus, this is going to be...
Well, Levine has done the extra points. He has not attempted a field goal this year.
Yeah, so it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field here.
So this is a huge 4th down for the Broncos. You got 20 yards to work with here. A 19-yard gain is fine. Holden. He's being chased out of the pocket. He's on the move. Holsapple. There's a flag down. Holden sends it deep to the end zone. Pass is incomplete. The flag would indicate holding on Christian Brothers, which would be declined, and the Broncos will take over on possession. We will see what the referee is going to call here.
Yeah, and once again, he's pointing at Bella Vista. Yeah, holding. Penalties declined. Turnover on downs. Good stop for the defense there.
Yes, indeed. Well, that sack was huge.
Yeah.
That changed everything for Christian Brothers. And then what it allowed Bella Vista to do was pin their ears back a little bit and get some pressure. Not necessarily blitzing, but they got some pressure on the quarterback the last 2 plays.
Yep. Yeah, and again, it should be noted, really good defense there in the end zone by the Broncos. So back on offense now.
1st and 10 Broncos. Here's Durazo on the jet sweep. And he will step out of bounds just across the 30-yard line.
And that's the play we're used to seeing, is that sweep to Durazo.
So that's a gain of 1 for the Broncos. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 10:40 to go in the second quarter. Still the 7-7 tie. Again, Christian Brothers was on the move to get the second quarter going. They've had drives end on turnovers. They've had drives. This one ended on downs. Here's Norwood. Norwood hit right at the line of scrimmage, but still carries tacklers with him across the 35-yard line. And so that's going to set up a 3rd down and 3 or 2. It's going to be 3rd and 2. So the ball at the 37-yard line. They need to get to the 39. Power eye backs in the backfield. Here's Norwood once again. Norwood stood up and falls forward to the 40-yard line, and he should have the first down. So nicely done as we hit 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Let's get an update on Norwood's rushing.
38 yards this evening. So
38 yards. So he is now, what did we have him at?
160 something. Might have to go back and check that at halftime.
It was coming in, it was 169 yards shy of 1,000 for the season. Broncos will close out the home schedule next week, senior night against Wood Creek. Same time, same station. Durazo in motion. Hand off to Norwood. Looks like they tugged his shirt a little bit. I'm sorry, that was Lopez. Lopez out to the 42-yard line, so a pickup of 2 there for Hugo. And this may be, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say credit to Christian Brothers defense so far. They've done a good job at keeping both Hugo Lopez and Devon Norwood at bay.
So Shadko will come to the right, Durazo's to the left, I formation, 2nd and 8. Play fake, Singley. Hugo Lopez with the reception, slips a tackle across midfield, first down Bella Vista. Is that Singley's first pass of the game? I think
yes.
so. And that was nicely executed for the Broncos.
Little 9-yard pickup and a new set of downs for the Broncos, and now they're moving.
Sometimes that's just what the doctor ordered, even for teams that are primarily running teams.
Well, we saw that. We didn't see it on BB Live Sports, but I saw it live at Intercom last week, where it was run, and Intercom kept chasing people up, and finally, when they started passing a little bit, it kept people at bay.
Flag, and it looks like Christian Brothers stepped into the neutral zone. And of course, again, if you're new to high school football, once you step into the neutral zone, it's a dead ball. Doesn't matter if the players move or anything like that. The opportunity to get back on your side of the line of scrimmage, the neutral zone, does not exist in high school football. Durazo in motion. 1st and 5. Ferrarini drops the ball. And it looks like Christian Brothers has taken over. Second turnover for the game for the Broncos. And the Falcons come up with the ball at their own 46-yard line.
Well, and Coach Ott is hot with his quarterback, and he should be there. That was a bad handoff. You got to make sure the ball, when you're handing the ball off, you got to make sure it gets to your running back. Because that running back's got one job, and that's, in that case, running straight forward. They expect the ball to be there and go. So just a miscue there. But the 4th turnover total in the game.
45-yard line for Christian Brothers, and their offense has moved the ball. It's like a reverse, back to Holden. And Holden in trouble. He's in all kinds of trouble, and he is just going to heave that one towards Lake Natoma.
Yeah, as the public address announcer said, a little trickery there, but the Broncos were not fooled at all. That was almost too much trickery.
Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/BV Live Sports, or go ahead and scan that QR code that's on your screen right now, and that'll take you to our Facebook page. Please go ahead and like the page and follow us on Facebook. Don't forget, after the football season ends, we will be smack dab in the basketball as we head to the winter season, covering both the boys and the girls' home games this year. Handoff to Cummings, and he has hit and dropped for virtually no gain. Ferrarini's right there. And I think that even though it was a bad handoff, I think Ferrarini's still mad about that fumble.
Yeah, and he should be.
And he's probably mad at himself. Even though he talked about a bad handoff, but he probably feels like he still should have gotten it.
Well, and to be fair, like that quarterback's responsibility to make sure the ball gets to the running back. Running back's responsibility to make sure they've got the ball when they're running. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, to your point, kind of a miscue on both, and they'll have to talk about that at halftime so they can clean that up, because I'm sure that's not the last time we'll see that play this game.
3rd and 9. Expect Christian Brothers to go to the air. 4 wide receivers. The wide man to the left may have lined up off sides. The Broncos move. They don't go into the neutral zone. all kinds of motion. That's 2 men in motion, so at
That's
least
an
one of them.
illegal shift.
Well, one of them's going to have to set. And now Holden's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, wise. That they were going to. Yeah.
So 7:26 to go. Order here. Still a 7-7 tie. Boy, we've seen both teams moving the ball quite well. It's really kind of hard to believe that it's only 7-7 at this point.
Yeah, with as much as I feel like we've been up and down the field, the one place we have not been, except for twice, is the end zone. And the 2 times we were in the end zone, only one of those was on the offensive side of the ball.
Hey, Brandon, what do you got down there?
Sorry, guys. I was kind of lost over there. Well, I mean, like you said, there's been, with all these turnovers, we've got both offenses moving the ball, both defenses giving up more yards than they like to, but these turnovers have kept this at 7-7, so I think this is going to be a battle of who can hold the ball for the rest of the game.
We didn't really touch on it during the opening. I think we kind of talked about it before we went on, and that is that Christian Brothers, with their 8 losses last year, or this year, only one of them's been close.
Correct.
And that was, what, the second week of the season, and that was
San Joaquin Memorial in Fresno.
Yeah, in Fresno, yes.
Yeah, in Fresno. Sac Joaquin, or no.
San
Joaquin, there we go. Thinking
You know,
of the Sac
they
Joaquin
lost
section.
pretty handily to Ponderosa, which is a team Bella Vista played very well in the last home game. Here's a pass over to the left side. Did he catch that? That's a diving reception by the unidentified number 7. What a catch. Wow.
Indeed. 12-yard pickup.
And a first down for Christian Brothers. Just what they needed on 3rd and 9.
And Holden is now over 100 yards passing tonight.
Well, he averages about 187 per game, which is really good for high school football. And he's well over 1,400 yards. In fact, he's getting close to 1,500 now.
Yep.
In fact, I think if he's what do you have him total for?
109.
109. So I think, if my math is correct, he's a yard shy of 1,500.
There we go. Really impressive from that quarterback.
2nd and 10. Holden under some pressure, being chased around. He's going to let this one fly. Receiver tries to come over to that. That's number 7 again. And that's an incomplete pass. Holden is very good at getting rid of the ball when he doesn't have anything.
Yeah, and his receivers do a good job of being in the area, right? I mean, because a lot of these throwaways are between the tackles, which if there was no receiver would be intentional grounding. But because the receivers are getting in the general area, they're avoiding taking a big loss and the penalty.
So Christian Brothers just converted a big 3rd and 9 a few moments ago. Here's 3rd and 10. And we'll see what comes out from this. Three wide receivers close to the right. Holden back to pass, rolling out, sends the pass downfield, has the reception once again, and his receiver gets free and down into the end zone. Touchdown, Christian Brothers. Gunnar Marsh with the touchdown. That's 43 yards.
And now Holden is over 1,500 yards.
Well, on that, he's going to threaten 1,600. Another 43 yards on his resume there. He's another 50 yards or so away. So Levine is on to attempt the extra point. And it is 14-7 in favor of Christian Brothers. 6:58 to go.
Well, I'm just going to say it because I think people that are watching are thinking it. Bella Vista's got to wake up.
Yes.
This is sloppy football, not good defense. Secondary coverage has got to be better.
You know, one of the things that we said at the opening is that this is a classic trap game with Christian Brothers 0-8.
Yep.
And Bella Vista they're 2-5, but on a 3-game losing streak. The one thing that if you're on a 3-game losing streak, and it's going to sound a little harsh, but if you're on a 3-game losing streak, you have no business taking anybody lightly.
Correct. Yeah, Bella Vista is going to have to really get involved here in a bigger way in the second part of the second quarter before halftime. They need to establish some dominance.
So Nathan Levine flat out refusing to kick it from the snout. Sorry, just having some fun with that.
Yeah, well,
Remington. Hit at the 25, gets by one man, got to protect that ball. And he is out to the 29, maybe the 30-yard line.
Well, let's see what the Broncos can do this offensive drive. They've had 2 spoiled by fumbles.
Indeed.
And that's really the difference, right, George? I mean, if those fumbles don't happen and the drive continues all the way to the end zone, it's 21-14 instead of, 14-7.
Handoff. Up the middle. That's Devon Norwood, breaks free. Devon Norwood's on the move. Devon Norwood, he's going to try and get by everybody. Finally, shoestring tackle at the 25-yard line.
$53 yards on that run.
And it was Gio DeStefano, the 5'9", 155-pound senior defensive back, that made the touchdown-saving tackle. Christian Brothers wants to take a timeout after that huge run by Devon Norwood, and it looked like he was going to break free.
Well, it really did. And what's a little interesting as we talk about, I don't want to be overly harsh, but about Bella Vista needing to wake up. One thing that we have not seen tonight that we saw in our other games is a lot of Norwood. We've seen Norwood a little bit, but we haven't seen, in the Ponderosa game, it was almost every handoff was going to Norwood, and then you'd mix in some Hugo Lopez and occasionally a Dom Ferrarini. Tonight there's been a lot more mixing it up, and it hasn't proven as effective. Norwood with that big run's almost at 100 yards now.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to be in the 90s now.
Yeah, he is. So, it seems like when he's touched the ball, he's picked up some major yardage. So, if I'm the Broncos on offense, I'm looking to him to break free.
We used to have a phrase that we used, you hear me reference teams up 2 states to the north because that's where I grew up. And when Marshawn Lynch was playing for the Seahawks, we used to say the battle cry in our house was "Feed the beast."
Yes.
And so that's what you got to do with Norwood. And that's exactly what they do right here. Norwood pushing his way forward, and he's down to looks like the 13-yard line, maybe the 12. And give us updates. How close to 100 is he now?
Well, how many yards are we going to give him here? They're trying to.
Looks like it's at the 13. So they gave him
4 or 5?
Well,
4.
no, 4. They gave him 4. 2nd and 6.
So he's at 95 yards.
Here's Hugo Lopez. He'll push his way forward and take it inside the 10-yard line. So that'll be a gain of about 3 or so. So this will now be 3rd down and about 3. They need to get it to the 7-yard line. Ferrarini's in the backfield once again. Here's Lopez, or there's Norwood once again. Norwood pushing his way forward down to the 4-yard line. And that's from the 10 to the 4, so that would put him over 100 yards.
It would. 6-yard run. 101 for Mr. Norwood.
That means he is 68 yards away from 1,000 for the season. Looks like we're going to get another timeout called by Christian Brothers as they are going to try to regroup here.
So all of a sudden, Bella Vista's come out on this drive and said, hey, wait a minute, we're at home. Wait a minute, the stands are full. Wait a minute, it's pink out night. We got to get our act together.
And wait a minute, this is our second to last home game.
Yes.
And I know that they don't have a lot of seniors on the starting lineup for the offense, but still, everybody that has the SR next to their name plays their final home game next week.
Well, and one of those seniors that is starting looks to be done for the season, and Joaquin Barra.
Right.
So there's more on the line now for this team, and they've got to realize that, and maybe it's just taken a minute for them to kind of understand that.
Well, and maybe there's usually you rally around the injured player.
Yes.
But there might be some, well, I think at this point you've probably put it out of your mind, and it'll come back after the game because you've got a game to focus on. And it can be really hard to do that.
Well, right now the focus needs to be for this offense to get into the end zone.
First and goal from the 4-yard line, power I formation. Here's a handoff to Ferrarini, busting his way forward. Touchdown Broncos.
Oh, and now we've got flags after the play. I'm going to assume that's unsportsmanlike, so let's see.
Well, and again, this should never happen. We'll see what they say here.
Well, and if it was a dead ball versus during the play makes a difference too.
Well, we'll get the call from the referee. So it is a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Bella Vista. If I'm Christian Brothers, I really seriously think about having it assessed on the extra point here.
I definitely would.
Unless it's not an option, and it should be an option.
And I'm going to guess, and I don't know, but I'm going to guess that that's a very overjubilant and excited player getting into the end zone and saying something he shouldn't have said.
Exactly.
But
you
you
just
can't
have
do
to
that.
show. Yeah, you just have to show more cool than that.
Yes. And if I'm right with you, George. If I'm Christian Brothers, if I have the option, which it doesn't look like maybe they do, I would assess this on the extra try, on the try. But it doesn't look to be that way.
So the official did, and you know maybe and now here's a snap that goes to Lopez and he runs it in for a 2-point conversion.
Wow.
So that is the old classic street football with your buddies when you're a teenager snap. That's not the bend over center. That's the one when you got the balls to the side and you just kind of throw it underhanded to somebody. It goes right to Lopez, and those guys, you know,
I don't even know how. I don't know how Christian Brothers didn't see that coming. He was turned looking at the guys where it was going.
You know, we see them line up in that formation a lot, and then they shift over to kick it.
Yeah.
And you know, earlier they did that, and I said they're going to shift into the kicking formation here, and they did. And I was fully expecting them to do that there, but that's why they do it. It's because they shift and they shift back and they shift back and they shift back, and it's all on film. They're trying to catch you off guard.
Correct.
And so the Broncos now back in the lead.
And very far back in their own end for this kickoff because of that unsportsmanlike.
And this is why, you know, we were considering, or we were asking the question, why don't they just assess it on the point after? For one thing, they wouldn't have been able to do that.
Correct.
They wouldn't have been able to run like that. So, but Christian Brothers has moved the ball really well, and so this should give them some really good field position. With Pennington is kicking the ball from the 25-yard line. Here's Pennington with the boot. It is a short kick towards the sideline. It is going to be picked up. I believe that's DeStefano again, and he'll spin around after being hit across the 50-yard line and out of bounds. So Christian Brothers will begin with 4:50 to go in the second quarter here in Bella Vista territory.
All things considered, not a horrible outcome for the Broncos as far as starting position for Christian Brothers. That could have been much, much worse kicking off from the 25. So they got kind of a lucky break there, but still really good field position for Brothers.
And the Falcons, they have scored on two big pass plays, one of 36 yards and one of 43 yards. Other possessions, they've shot themselves in the foot with a couple of turnovers and also with some penalties. This is Holden is going to keep this one, and he is going to get himself a nice chunk of yardage, close to the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to call it the 41. That's a gain of about 7. He's 2nd down and 3. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, the Bella Vista Band will perform. Always looking forward to that. There's a handoff, goes to the left side. Cummings, and a shoestring tackle by Gage Titus.
Big stop there for Gage. I think that was a loss.
Yeah.
It was. Loss of 1.
Loss of 1 back to the 42-yard line. And so now that'll set up a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, the Bronco defense has actually done a good job with Cummings. They've held him after that loss to 21 yards. Holden is the one that's got just under a yard shy of 30, plus the passing that's really caused the problems.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 4. Holden has trouble handling the ball. He's in all kinds of trouble trying to loop his way around. Gets the pass off to Cummings. Cummings is going to try and turn the corner, and give credit to Christian Brothers of making chicken salad out of something else. And that is a 1st down for Christian Brothers.
Yeah, really good job there by Holden. Just heads up, looking for an opportunity and a play.
And Cummings was just right there. He came back, he saw his quarterback was in trouble, and he gave him an outlet, and there was no Bronco defender there. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1st and 10. And they reward Cummings by giving him the ball, and Cummings is free down the sideline, and he is going to dive to the end zone. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. So 34 yards for Jay Cummings. He made that. He had the big pass reception just the previous play. They reward him by giving him the opportunity to run the ball, and he's got Christian Brothers set up 1st and goal.
And right when I, compliment the defense for holding Cummings at bay, they make me look foolish.
Christian Brothers looks like the tush push here. And now breaking free and taking the ball into the end zone is Cummings, and that is a touchdown. I've solved the mystery on number 7.
Who is
Christian Brothers has updated their roster within the last day on Max Preps. Number 7 is Armando Ramirez. Do I even have him on the roster?
With Jace Ramirez.
I do not see, and maybe he was just added. It could be that he was just added. Well, he's a senior wide receiver, but he wasn't on there when we put the roster together for the game. But we now know who he is.
And I would assume here that the Falcons are going to go for 2.
They are. Holden's going to wind up in the shotgun with Cummings right behind him. Holden's going to drop back, and he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble, floats it over the middle. That's intercepted, and the play ends right there. You can't return it in high school football. But Alan Remington with the interception, which will not count as an interception.
Yeah, that's a shame because Alan won't get credit for the interception, and he didn't have a chance to run it back. But in college, he'd have been off to the races with that.
Oh, yeah, and even in the NFL.
Yes. So 5-point game now with 2:26. Bella Vista going to have an opportunity, and they're going to start with the ball to start the second half. So, as I often say, the Bill Belichick principle when he was the head coach at the the New England Patriots applies here. If they can score and then start the second half with a score, you can really turn the tide.
You know, he was briefly the head coach of the New York Jets.
Oh, you're right. He was.
He
I
never
forgot
coached
about
a
that.
game. It was like a day
See?
in January, right after Bill Parcells retired. and then the next day he resigned and then became the coach of the New England Patriots.
See, folks, that's why you need George Larson by your side, because he can always make you look good, even when you make yourself look foolish. His knowledge is impeccable.
Here's Levine with the kick. Line drive kick. Remington will take it at the 14-yard line. Remington just prevented the 2-point conversion moments ago, and he will bring this one out across the 35-yard line. And so the Broncos with pretty decent field position, and you're right, they have the opportunity here to put the ball in the end zone right before halftime and then get the ball to start the second half. Crowd really kind of quiet right now. Norwood in the backfield gets the handoff. He is going to carry some tacklers with him and push his way forward to the 43-yard line. They're going to mark that at the 43. I think that's 6 yards.
6 yards. Let's give them.
2nd and 4. Norwood once again. Norwood with some running room across midfield. Has the first down for Bella Vista.
It's another 8 yards for Norwood.
So he is continuing to make his way towards a 1,000-yard season. Norwood again. Norwood with running room. Almost slipped through. He's down to the 40-yard line for another 9 yards. $1:31 to go. We've got a timeout here.
Up to
Lots
124.
of 124. So 169 minus 124 is what, 45? So that's what he needs.
Yeah, 45. At the rate he's running, he's going to get that tonight.
Band getting into it. The cheerleaders getting into it. It is pink out night here at Bella Vista for breast cancer awareness. During October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the penultimate home game for the Bella Vista Broncos. So I can check that off my list, working the word penultimate.
There you go.
And we'll do it next week, too, because that'll be the penultimate regular season game. Sure. Here's Singley. He's back to pass. Singley will send this downfield, and it's a little too tall for everyone. And out of bounds, so it'll be third down and 1. That was not a bad chance to take that, because you have the opportunity right now to go back to Norwood or Lopez or even Ferrarini if you want.
Right.
To run this, get this yard. So they go back to the standard I formation with 2 wide receivers. Here's Norwood. First down, Norwood. And Tristan Torrio on the stop for Christian Brothers. Saw a little time at running back here as well. The 36-yard line. 1st and 10 Broncos. They're going to stop play here because the chains haven't moved yet. And so now they
looks like they were stuck.
Something prevented them from moving.
Oh, now we got an injured player for Christian Brothers, number 6.
And that's McGee. So that's Nasser McGee.
Yep.
Tell you a little bit about Nasser McGee here. He's about 67 yards rushing coming into this game. He's seen the ball a couple of times, once on a kickoff. And so we called his name a couple of times. He had a 5-yard rushing touchdown and 5 tackles last year against Bella Vista in Christian Brothers' win.
Looks like maybe some tightness, some cramping, which could be a little bit understandable tonight. I mean, you've got cooler weather. Now he's on his feet now, so.
Okay, by the way, I was wrong about number 7. For whatever reason, the wrong roster loaded. So they don't have a number 7 on their roster.
We'll cross out Ramirez.
Yeah. And he was their number 7 last year was a senior. So
he'll be
so
Mr.
my
Ghost.
apologies again. So again, we don't have that on the roster. I wanted to make sure that I had that correct.
Yep.
1st and 10 Broncos. Ferrarini at fullback now. Singley's back to pass. Out open on the flat is Shadko with the reception at the 30-yard line. Broncos will continue to move. They're going to mark him at the 29. Under a minute to go. I formation set. Singley's back to pass again, out on the flat. This time it's Durazo. Durazo down to the 26-yard line, and that's a first down for Bella Vista, so the clock will stop. And the Broncos will use a timeout, but the clock also would have stopped them just temporarily on the first down. 44.7 seconds to go. Broncos are on the move.
Are they going to give him the first down? The marker is right at the line. I mean,
well, I think that they placed it at the 26, didn't they? They were marking it at the 26. 26 would be a first down. The marker is halfway between the 27 and the 26. And the ball is at the 26.
He just said
that is a first down. But the Broncos called the timeout anyway, which means you can do that, obviously. The clock would have stopped and would have given them time to set up. And it's right at the 26-yard line, although the down marker is not staked at the 26-yard line. I don't understand. I mean, it's pretty obvious where the ball is.
Correct.
So 47 seconds to go, 44 seconds to go. 1st and 10 Broncos from the 26-yard line. There's Norwood. And he'll bust his way down inside the 20-yard line. Clock continuing to run for Bella Vista. Broncos with one timeout left. They're right back up there. Singley looking left. He's going to send this one left. Looking for Shadko. Deflected at the last minute. Pass is incomplete. And that's Robert Beverly III who had the coverage, number 20. And he stayed with it, turned his head around at the very last minute, and was able to deflect that one away. 2nd and 3 for Bella Vista.
Plenty of time here for 2-down territory.
And again, if you can get the first down, clock will stop. Singley back to pass again. He'll float it out to the right side. Very dangerous pass. And Beverly again steps in front of Shadko and deflects that one away. So 2 really good defensive plays by Robert Beverly III.
Yeah, that play call there, you're trying to get the first down, but it dangerous throw, to your point, and right at the line, which is also dangerous because even if they catch it, then you can still be short.
Broncos are going to go for it here with 20 seconds to go. Ferrarini and Norwood in the backfield. The give is to Norwood, pushes forward. He's got running room inside the 10. He's got the first down. Broncos are quickly calling the timeout. They didn't really need to because the first down gives them the clock stoppage, and they could have lined up there. But maybe that's what the coaches wanted: get the first down, call the timeout. We'll figure out the plays right now.
So if my math is right, that was from the 19, and the ball is now at the 5. Correct?
Yeah, it was 4th and 3.
Well, I wrote down, I think it was 13 yards, I think is where it was.
Yeah,
okay. So 13, so that's 148.
Wow. So he's 21 yards shy of 1,000 yards. He needed 148 yards rushing for Devon Norwood in the first half. My gosh, could we see a 300 or a 200-yard game?
That'd be great. Now you got to be a little careful here. You're out of timeouts, so you got to be a little careful with your play calls.
That's why I would have maybe just taken advantage of the clock stoppage on the first down to reset. They move the ball best when they give it to Norwood. Play fake to Norwood. Singley back to pass. Has an open man! Christian Taylor! Touchdown Broncos! That was beautiful, and I think that the play action is really what set that up.
Yes, it was.
Because you know as Christian Brothers, they might give the ball to Norwood, even with 13 seconds and no timeouts
Well, they
left.
just did with the 4th down, right? I mean, and got the big pickup. So big. And now they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game.
So this now makes it 21 after the. Here's another pass play, another open man. It's Taylor again with the 2-point conversion.
Flag after the play. Not sure what's that.
Oh, are we doing this again?
Have to see what that is.
Wow. Well, this has been a very entertaining half of football. This is enough action for a full game.
Offensive pass interference.
Oh.
So that's going to be a retry.
In which case, maybe you kick it here.
Correct, and now you're going to kick. And I didn't see it. I will say Taylor was wide open. Sometimes they get wide open by a little push off on an out route, but I didn't see it, so I won't comment.
Well, and the referee did see something.
Correct. And he was watching. So, but this is going to call Sam Pennington into duty here.
Well, and Pennington is going to get a chance to show that leg because you never know when you might need a 35-yard field goal. And this is his opportunity to do that. This is for an extra point. It's actually technically 34 yards.
24.
Well, no, it's 34 because of the end zone.
Yes, you're right.
Remington sets it down. Here's Pennington's kick. It looks like it's tailing wide left, but it had the distance. So So 21-20 for the Broncos.
Yeah, not a horrible outcome there by the missed extra point because you're still up by a point, 3 touchdowns,
and you have a chance to go up 8.
Yeah, and
if you do this at if you take that second half kickoff.
Well, and I like when you put your kickers in situations like this a little bit under pressure because that ball had the distance, it just was wide left. So if you got into a game-winning situation, you could know, hey, if it's from 34 yards, we can make that.
And you know Pennington's going to work on that as far as straightening those out. It's just one of those things that will happen. But again, very entertaining game. Back and forth as well. So what the Broncos can't do, and it's something that we saw happen last year a lot, is give up a kick return here for
Correct.
a touchdown.
Got to be very disciplined in the special teams.
Pennington will boot this one away. And Christian Brothers, they're going to squib this one. And that's going to roll. And boy, that could have gone out of bounds. And they're going to bring this back up and has some running room, just like we talked about. Pennington is the last line of defense. Pennington has a chance and actually slowed him down and allowed a tackler to come and make the stop as time expires here in the second quarter. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my. That was dangerous.
So I will give Pennington, he doesn't get credit for the tackle. His teammate that was trailing the play.
Correct.
But Pennington forced the runner to slow down.
Correct.
And that allowed the trailing defender to get there and make the tackle. That was very impressive.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so we are here at halftime. And the Broncos with a 1-point lead. And as we mentioned, a very entertaining first half of play. Kind of interesting right now on the field. Looks like Coach Ott is having a conversation with a couple of the officials as the band and, well, not quite the band, but a lot of kids in Halloween costumes are taking the field. So Coach Ott's having a conversation with the officials. It might have been about that offensive pass interference.
Yeah, he's been hot on a couple of the calls tonight, and I can tell you from watching the JV game, there were a couple questionable calls as well. So, obviously we're not officials, but, we play them on TV from time to time, and obviously Coach Ott did not agree with some of the calls there. made his voice heard.
Want to let you know what you are seeing on the field right now. We saw this at the JV game. They weren't in costume; they were actually in cheerleader uniforms. But there are there are a lot of very young ladies on the field right now, and it's like the U6 cheerleading squads where the junior Broncos were at the JV game. Whether that's them here that are in costume, don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is,
but they're all kind of. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of a performance here at halftime, and then the band will then be taking center stage here at halftime in just a few moments. But very entertaining first half. Want to check in downstairs with Brandon Simpson as we get your thoughts for the first half.
I think you guys have said a lot. Of my thoughts are that felt like a whole game that we just watched, not just a half. Aaron mentioned earlier that we hadn't seen Devon a ton, which I agree with, even though he got 150 yards. We had 5 guys getting a handoff. So we had the normal 3 horses back there. We also had Shadco getting a handoff. We had Durazo getting a handoff. My prediction for the second half is you are going to see a lot of Norwood, not only because he's hot right now, but because the way that Norwood goes is the way the Broncos go. So that's my prediction for the second half. You're going to see a ton of handoffs to Norwood.
Well, and he's only 20 yards away from 1,000 for the season, so that's pretty incredible. He got most of it. We were wondering if he'd get it for the game, and I mean he's got most of it for right now.
Right. I mean he got all those yards. And you think about it, Broncos did not get one of their possessions because they had a defensive touchdown, so the offense didn't get a possession. We had 5 different guys getting handoffs, so he got all those yards, and I don't know what his carries are at, but he gained those yards without nearly as many carries I think he normally gets in a half.
Well, 53-yard runs kind of help on one carry.
That's for sure. Well, the other thing I was going to – I'm sorry, George.
It just gets you a little chunk of yardage there on one play, but go ahead.
No, the other thing I was going to say is I think because of that injury delay that we had and because of sharing the ball, he looks as fresh as I've seen him going into halftime. I mean, he looks like it's 2 minutes into the game as far as when he gets the ball and exploding out of there. So I definitely think you're going to see a lot of Norwood in the second half.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And so obviously, offensively for Bella Vista, that is what's working best right now is Devon Norwood.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, Coach Ott had said, I think it was in the, I'm trying to think now, the second game that we did here, so not Oakmont, but
Del Campo.
Del Campo. They had gotten a little cute with trying to pass the ball a lot, and then, Coach Ott in his post-game interview said, then we went back to what was working. And I don't know, not to say that it was cute, but were they trying some different things to see how they would work and finally figured out, what, the bread and butter of giving it to Devon works with the mixing in of the other players. But when it's more of an even spread, it's not quite as effective.
And on the big pass, and I think Singley's only thrown a couple of passes today, the big pass for the touchdown to Christian Taylor was on a play fake to Norwood.
Right.
They Christian Brothers didn't know what was coming their way.
Correct.
And they had to respect, even though no timeouts, 13 seconds to go, 3-yard line or 5-yard line.
Right.
And they still might run the ball to Norwood.
Correct.
And they had to respect that aspect. And then when they see the play fake, it's like, okay, we got to go after Norwood. And then all of a sudden, Christian Taylor's wide open.
Correct. Yeah. So, it'll be exciting to see what adjustments they make at halftime. I feel like the halftime clock is not correct because we're already at 7 minutes, and that feels really quick.
They'll reset it.
Yeah, I think they're going to reset it. But, really curious to see what happens here. But certainly in the secondary on Bella Vista's defense, they've got to tighten up. And if you're Christian Brothers, you got to keep pedal to the metal here. You got to keep going with that Cummings and Holden approach because it's working. And Marsh.
Want to remind you that next week is senior night here at Bella Vista, as the Bella Vista Broncos will be hosting Wood Creek. Coverage will start as usual. Well, it says 6:45. It may be earlier than that.
It could be earlier
because
than that,
senior night depends on the length of the JV game. And if you were with us at the beginning, you saw that note before we started that the JV game was running long because JV games tend to run long sometimes.
Correct.
And so we will come on probably very close to right after the JV game ends, whatever that time may be. plan on 6:45 or so. Maybe join us a little bit earlier, and we'll have all the senior night activities. And usually on the football season, they honor the cheerleaders, they honor the band, and they honor the football players.
The only marching band.
And so now, so that is next week.
Correct.
Right now, the Bella Vista Band is on the field for their halftime show. So let's hear from the Bella Vista Band.
Tonight they'll be led on the field by drum major Amanda Schmidt and Mark Yatra. Presenting their 2020 Glasgow Our World Campus, your Bella Vista Marching Band!
And we are here at halftime still, of course. We just got treated to the Bella Vista Marching Band here at halftime. As usual, a great show. And we love what they do. Of course, they have the different pictures and stuff like that came out onto the field. There's one performance every year where they wheel those things out.
Well, I think, they are kind of some of the unsung heroes of a Friday night football game. If you're a sports-minded person, right, you come to the football game for the football game. There's a lot of theater and arts folks that are here for, the dance and the band and all of everything that goes with that. But I think, what probably goes underappreciated is the amount of time and energy they spend in putting together a performance. I was here one night this week, and it was, 9 o'clock at night, and the lights are on, and the band is out practicing, their routine. It takes a lot of effort to put out what this school puts out in the band department. So really great job, and kudos to them.
Well, we've been sleuthing around here at halftime. We talked about number 7 on Christian Brothers, and we believe we have him on the roster just with a different number.
We think so. We think that number 7 is formerly number 43.
Well, 4 plus 3 is 7.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, it would be Kingston Sablon, a junior wide receiver and safety.
You said you ran into some
I ran into some players. Yeah, they were using the restroom at halftime, and as my family knows, I will talk to anyone anywhere. So I just said, hey, we're doing BV Live Sports on YouTube, and we would love to be able to give your buddy there some credit. Who is that? I said, well, that's Kingston Sablon. He was 43.
Yep, okay, well, maybe he decided, maybe they move him up because usually the top players are the ones that get the single digits. Or maybe it was one of those things that I remember happened when my son was on the lacrosse team. My son never did this, but others did, where they forgot their jerseys.
Oh, so
and they had to use a backup jersey.
That could be.
And so, I mean, that's always a possibility. I'm not saying that's what happened. So please, no comments to or letters or anything like that we're making accusations. All I'm saying is it's happened before.
It could, yeah. That's very, very, very possible here. So,
Christian Brothers, speaking of lacrosse, Christian Brothers has always had a very good lacrosse program, both boys and girls.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Last year was kind of a down year for Christian Brothers boys, but they came in here and they stunned Bella Vista.
Really?
Because Bella Vista had a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
They stunned Bella Vista during the lacrosse season. We were all very surprised. And it was almost kind of like Bella Vista looked flat early on, and then they got themselves down and they couldn't Christian Brothers build up a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
and Bella Vista just didn't have an answer for it. And Christian Brothers playing one of their best games of the year. Only one of their 8 losses has been close, and that was the second game of the season. Last week they played Ponderosa, a team that Bella Vista only lost to by 7.
Right.
I think 7 or 9 or something like that.
Yep.
And actually it was 7. But they really handled Christian Brothers last week.
It's matchups, it just kind of depends. And I'm really, really excited to see how Bella Vista comes out in the second half, and Christian Brothers for that matter too, because on the opposite side, if you feel like, hey, we've got this, you get a little lax. And if you feel like you didn't play as well as you could have, then that changes things as well. So I will just mention just quickly on the lacrosse front, girls lacrosse running a fundraiser down tonight for the game. New head coach this year, Carlin York, the JV coach.
She was the JV coach, yeah.
She's going to be the new head coach. Scott Hackman not going anywhere, just going to help out in a different capacity. And so that's exciting news for the girls as we still have a whole winter season to go through.
And I know Scott's son is now, he's going to start on the boys lacrosse team, I would imagine. And so.
Yeah, I ran into Aaron Thomas the other day, and we're having a conversation about Coach Hackman's son and, the point that the boys and girls play at different locations, so it might be a little challenging. On the same night, might be a little challenging. So, anyways, exciting for lacrosse season and to be together again here in just a few short months.
Well, Scott's been known to hang out with us on the girls basketball broadcast, too.
True.
I'm hoping that continues this year, even though his oldest daughter has graduated and is playing lacrosse and studying nursing up at PLU.
That's right.
Up in my old neck of the woods.
Be fun to follow along with her as the season gets underway in the spring for them.
Where they're absolutely going nuts over our baseball team up there. So,
Yeah.
big win for the Mariners today. And heading back to Toronto now with a 3-2 lead in the American League Championship Series. So we'll see how that goes this weekend.
I definitely am going to have a cold cut sandwich when I go home tonight, though, now, after listening to the announcer there. Yeah.
It's got to be rye bread, mustard, and salami.
I might have to stop at the grocery store on the way home. I'm just saying.
The official Seattle Mariners Grand Slam home run call is get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It is grand salami time.
I love it.
And that was first coined by the late Dave Niehaus, the original broadcaster for the Seattle Mariners. And the tradition continues with his longtime partner, Rick Riz, who is now the lead announcer for the Mariners. And Gino Suarez's 8th inning grand slam today, Rick was on the mic and got to deliver those words, and it was just fantastic. Oh, that one skips through, and that's going to be a touchback. Remington had a little trouble there. Maybe he needed a baseball glove. That was like a ground ball right there.
That was like a ground ball coming, yeah. So Bella Vista catches a break there, and it'll start because that would have been a long way to run for Remington.
And in high school football, all touchbacks come out to the 20-yard line. We're old school.
That's right.
So I like how in the NFL with that crazy kicking zone that if the ball bounces short of the goal and goes into the end zone, it only comes out to the 20.
Yeah,
I do like that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't get it at the 35 if you have trouble with it. Here goes Norwood. He's about 20 yards shy of 1,000 for the season heading into the second half. And he picks up 7 yards there. So give us your total on Devon Norwood.
Well, hold on. I think he got more than 7.
Looks like 8.
8, yeah. Want to give him all his yards there that he's – so that's 156.
156. That means he's 13 yards away. Handoff, that one goes to Lopez. And looks like no gain on the play.
Yeah, ball still at the 29, so
this will be third down. Looks like, well, this is looking like third and 1.
So he got
maybe
one.
he got a yard. Moving forward here, pushing forward. It is going to be a first down. Didn't quite see who got the ball there.
Quarterback keeper.
Oh, it was Singley.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't normally see Jack do that.
No, he got 6 yards on that.
Good for him.
First rush of the night.
Lopez is sprinting off to the sideline. He comes out for this play. Ferrarini in at fullback right now. 1st and 10 Broncos. Here's Norwood. Norwood has some running room, pushes forward to the 45-yard line. So that's a gain of 5. He's 8 yards away.
16th carry of the night for Devon Norwood. And it is cooled off here.
But just a great night for football.
Oh, it's great. Got a little chill in the air.
2nd down and 5. Lopez and Norwood in the backfield. Here's Norwood once again, right up the middle. Devon Norwood up to the 48-yard line. That is 8 yards and 1,000 yards on the season for Devon Norwood. It happens in game number 8. Congratulations to Devon Norwood, a 1,000-yard rushing season. Hand off to Ferrarini, and he's got a big hole right up the right side. He'll take it down to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and a first down for Bella Vista.
And this is where I like the variant of the ball carrier, because now you start to confuse the defense, and they don't know who's getting the ball.
From the 40-yard line. Here's the record man, Devon Norwood, adds to that 1,000 yards. He's down to the 36-yard line, another 4 yards on the play. I'm guessing he's now at about 173.
173, yeah.
So that would put him at 1,004 for the season. And he's adding on, Devon Norwood. And he's down to the 31-yard line, so now the next watch is 200 for the game. That's another 4 yards.
Well, and we should give a special shout out here to this offensive line. You know, Joaquin Vara, starting member of that offensive line, is out, back up in, and they are still moving the ball.
I formation set. Here goes Norwood once again. Devon Norwood breaking free. He's down inside the 20. He's all the way down close to the, it looks like they're going to call it the 17. I'm waiting for your math.
Well, it's 10, 11.
Oh, it is down to the 16.
Okay. So that's another 15 yards.
So he's what, 193?
193, yeah. 7 yards away now.
Devon Norwood is 7 yards away from a 200-yard game. He's not in the game right now. 1st and 10, Bella Vista. Ferrarini tries left tackle. Ferrarini pushes his way down to the 10-yard line. They'll call it the 11. So take that from the 17 down to just inside the 11. It's almost touching the 10.
It's like right at 5 yards there for Ferrarini.
I think it was 7. 2nd and 3. Here's Norwood with the handoff. Norwood being gang tackled as he gets this one down close to the 8-yard line.
7, 5, 6.
We'll see where they actually mark this. I think they're going to call this they're going to call this at the 7-yard line. The soccer line goes right through the 9-yard line. It's hard to see it.
So 197 for Devon.
Power I formation. Here's Norwood. Norwood pushes free. He takes it into the end zone and goes over 200 yards for the game. Touchdown, Broncos. That's a 7-yard run.
Well, and that drive chewed up almost half the third quarter, which is another big, big benefit for Bella Vista.
And now they've got the old swinging gate thing here. Once again, that same formation. They'll move into the kick formation. Remington sets it down. There's the kick. And it is good.
So now you've got two things on your mind if you're Bella Vista. Number one, you cannot allow a big return. And number two, defense has got to force a 3 and out. You've got to turn the momentum on here. Offense is doing their job. Defense has to step up big here. You cannot let Christian Brothers get going in the second half.
Broncos did exactly what they wanted to do, get the touchdown late in the second quarter and then take the kickoff and get the first touchdown of the second half. They are now up by 8. And Pennington will get ready to boot this one away. He's been kicking them short tonight. And this one's very short. It's kind of a knuckler, fingertip grab by Cummings. He slips a tackle. Cummings on the move. Cummings across midfield and run out of bounds. And it looks like they're going to mark it here at the 49-yard line.
So much like in the first quarter where we felt like we saw a little bit of Bella Vista and then they disappeared, feel like we've not seen Christian Brothers because we haven't in the second half on offense.
1st and 10 for Christian Brothers. Holden under some pressure, in trouble. He'll zing this one downfield and has a reception at about the 40-yard line. Gunnar Marsh once again with the catch, and it looks like a gain of 9 to the 49-yard or the 40-yard line. What a game for Devon Norwood.
Well, now, I mean, can he get to 300?
So on that drive, he exceeded 1,000 yards for the season and then also 200 yards for the game. And went over 200 yards for the game on the touchdown.
Correct.
2nd and 1, handoff to Cummings. Cummings right up the middle. Holsapple grabs him and takes him down, but plenty for the first down there for Cummings. To the 33-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go. Cummings is the lone setback. Wegner is wide to the left, 2 receivers on the left-hand side. Here goes Cummings. Cummings has some running room. Cummings gets free. He's being chased down. Cody Simpson had a chance at him, and finally he's hit. It's like Remington is the one that knocked him out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. So Cummings himself is having a pretty good game tonight. So they'll mark this one at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for Christian Brothers. They are still only down 1 score. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion would tie this. Cummings, the lone setback. He'll get the handoff. He'll look to turn the corner. He's hit, and he is dropped right at about the 4-yard line. No gain on the play. And that's Cooper Thorne that got in there. So you're not going in on my watch. So no gain for Cummings.
Who's going to make a play for the defense?
Gunnar Marsh goes out to the right. Kingston Sablon is in the backfield along with Cummings. Some additional help there as well. It looks like Holden's going to try and keep it. Slips out of 1 tackle, gets free, and then he's hit, still pushing his way forward toward the end line. But Gage Titus leading the way to deny him the end zone. He does get it down to the 1-yard line. So this will now be 3rd and goal. Will this be a goal line stand for the Broncos? They are attacking the ball here. That was a nice bit of running by Deacon Holden. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like the tush push. They're going to push forward, and I think that's Cummings that took the snap, and he is in for a touchdown. With 3:19 to go here in the 3rd quarter, Christian Brothers will line up here. Do you chase the points right now, or do you wait? They missed a 2-point conversion earlier in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting because if you miss this, you kind of put yourself behind. If you get it, you got to tie game.
Yeah, the Broncos could score a touchdown on their next drive and go up by 9.
Right. Looks like they're going to go for it, though.
They are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Cummings will line up right behind Holden, who's out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, man coming in motion. Holden rolls out to his right. He's under pressure. He's going to send it over the middle, and the catch is made for a 2-point conversion. And that looks like Gunnar Marsh that gets that one. So we are tied.
80 kids that are like in the marching band, and he's like on the.
You know, I go back to the last touchdown for Bella Vista right before halftime. Christian Taylor catches the touchdown pass. He then catches the 2-point conversion, but it was nullified on a pass interference penalty, and the Broncos then went for an extra point after the yardage was stepped off. Was that the one that?
Yeah.
Was that the one that was the one that he missed because the yardage was stepped off?
Yeah, 34 yards. It had the distance, but it was wide left. So, they would, to your point, had that happened, the Broncos would either be up 2 or 1 here. Instead, we got a tied game with 3:19 left. Only 3 minutes coming off the clock for Christian Brothers, able to score very quickly. And once again, for the second consecutive year, Jake Cummings is causing all sorts of problems for the Broncos.
What is he up to?
He is up to 93 yards.
He had 120 in the game last year. Here's Levine's kick. This is going to bounce up, and that's going to be taken by Trey Mello. Here comes Mello. Slips by one man and then gives up some ground, looking to turn the corner. Gets by. He's out across the 30-yard line. So Trey Mello getting some kickoff return yardage there, and the Broncos offense, minus starting guard Joaquin Vara, who suffered an injury in the first half and had to be taken away in an ambulance. So we certainly wish our best. We heard it was a lower leg area, maybe an ankle. But our best wishes for him and his recovery. There's Norwood taking this one up close to the 39-yard line. They're going to call it the 38. That's a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard gain for the Broncos. Norwood and Ferrarini are in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. Here's Dominic Ferrarini, has some running room. Dominic Ferrarini bowling his way forward, bouncing off defenders. And he's down inside the 45-yard line of Christian Brothers. That's a Bronco first down.
Big 17-yard run for Ferrarini. He's only got 37 yards on the night, but his 37 yards have been extremely impactful situations for the Broncos offense.
Indeed. And here's Norwood once again. Norwood pushing his way forward down inside the 35-yard line. He's adding to that 200-plus total for the game tonight, and 1,000 and much more on the season.
11 yards for him.
So that takes it down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 Broncos. Back and forth game. Here's Norwood once again. Norwood down near the 20. He's inside the 20-yard line. That's a gain of another 14 for Devon Norwood. It is Devon Norwood's world, and we're all just living in it.
I mean, not to put us on the 300 watch, but we're up to 232, George.
Wow. And we still have another quarter to play.
Correct.
And here's Norwood once again. Norwood will push his way forward down close to the 15-yard line. That would be a gain of 4.
And then I didn't say what for.
Handoff goes to Norwood once again. Norwood pushing his way inside the 10. He's down to the 9-yard line. And that should be a first down for Bella Vista, which would stop the clock. And they're waving the clock to stop, but it's still running. Clock should have stopped right around 40, and it hasn't stopped, even though they waved for it to stop.
Well, now they're saying.
They're saying first down.
Okay, yep. No, we have the end of the. Oh,
no, it's not the end of the quarter. It's 23 seconds. The clock should have stopped, and now it's running again.
Yeah, they're just going to run this out and start the fourth quarter.
Okay, I guess we can do that, but the clock should have stopped at 40 seconds after the first down. So anyway, they'll let it run down. We've come to the end of the third quarter. It is quite a night here at Bella Vista, a 28-28 tie. Devon Norwood continues to etch his place in Bella Vista football history. We were tipped off last year as he was on the varsity team as a sophomore last year, him and Hugo Lopez both. And Norwood had a terrific year last year, but this year is just lights out. Well over 1,000 yards for the season. You mentioned he's at 230 yards now rushing, and we've got another quarter to go. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, he could hit 300.
No, he could. I mean, you know, you're right. We got a little bit of a taste last year, right? We said, give us more, give us more. And so we are certainly getting more this year, really using his strengths to the Broncos' offense advantage. And, you know, they're on the march again here, close to being in scoring range. We still got to find a way on defense to get a stop. That's going to be the difference here is, you know, who can find the stop or run out of time, one of the two.
Want to remind you that the final home game of the year is next Friday. It's already the end of the season. Bella Vista with a win tonight goes to 3 wins, and a win next week would put them at 4, which would qualify him for the playoffs. So this is a big game next week against Wood Creek, and Wood Creek's really good. They're coming into this weekend undefeated.
Correct.
And so that's next Friday night, the 24th. We'll get underway before 7 o'clock. It is senior night as well, so we may take the air earlier than normal so that we can bring you senior night. First and goal for the Broncos at the 10-yard line. Here's Norwood. Norwood patiently waits for the opening, pushing his way forward. He's close to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos. Devon Norwood. That's only his second touchdown of the game. Wow. You would think after 250 yards almost. 252. You'd think he'd have more touchdowns, but that's only his second touchdown. And that's a 10-yard run with 11, and it only took 1 second.
Yeah, I mean,
boy, that's some fast running. 10 yards in 1 second?
Yeah, that's
he runs a 1 second 10.
That's wow. 4 second flat 40. That's
Pennington is on to attempt the extra point, and it is good. So 11:59 to go.
You know, while we got a break here, I see Brandon down there. I'm just curious. I saw Devon Norwood kind of close to where you were at, Brandon. I mean, does he look winded at all? I mean, does he look tired?
I mean, he looked a little winded right there, but I have a feeling in about 2 minutes he's going to look as fresh as he was looking 5 minutes ago. So I think he was winded after that 10 yards, but that's about it. Hey, I was just going to address one thing. I know Aaron was talking about one of these defenses has to make a stop. Hopefully it's the Broncos. I can also tell you, and I think you guys have seen it, special teams, we can't let them start the ball on our side of the field because it's tough to ask any defense to hold a team to 49 yards. So defense needs to step up. Special teams needs to step up here in this last quarter.
Well, I'm looking forward to you breaking the news to Devon Norwood about his statistical feats after the game tonight.
I am too. You know, he'll probably be disappointed. He'll probably say he wanted 400 yards. So.
Kickoff goes out of bounds, so good field position coming up for Christian Brothers. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Well, if they accept this penalty, it's good field position given a kickoff, but for Christian Brothers, they're going to be about 10 or 15 yards behind where they normally are for a drive. So maybe that's a good strategy for the Broncos. Keep kicking it out of bounds.
And you know, they've returned kicks. Yeah, as you mentioned, so maybe they were just conceding the 35-yard line. I don't know. Last time I speculated that, I heard that was by no means the plan. 3 wide receivers to the left. They've got a lot of field to work with. Here's Cummings. He patiently waits for a hole to open and takes it up over the 40-yard line, taken down by Brendan Holsapple. Brendan Holsapple, if you weren't with us earlier, found a fumble that popped high into the air right around midfield, took it, ran it down the sideline for a touchdown. And that's how we got the scoring started tonight. Well, maybe we could hear from him tonight as well about that experience. Here's Cummings once again, has a hole, and he's got some running room. Down to the 40-yard line, Remington makes the stop, and there's a little conversation going on. Gunnar Marsh was also there and actually offering his hand, and Remington was having none of it.
No. 19-yard pickup for Cummings.
And so he's up over 100 now, too.
Yeah, 118.
Yeah, he had 120 against Bella Vista last year. So the Falcons are on the move again. 7-point game. Broncos need a stop. Holden's going to take off and run with it, and he's not afraid to do that. Flag flies in late. Gage Titus, there's flags flying all over the place. Gage Titus and Kingston Sablon were engaged over about the 39-yard line. That's where the first flag flew. It looks like there's, boy, I'm seeing like 4 flags on the ground here. One of them is further downfield. It's an all-out laundry fest.
We need our head official to tell us.
Well, he's got a major conference going on here because everybody threw their flag. So he's got to find out what everybody saw. And now he'll come up and inform us. So we got a holding here, declined. The illegal block will be accepted. And I wonder if the illegal block happened. It depends on where it happened.
Yeah, well, whichever one happened further backwards is the one
Yes.
they should take.
And it looks like they're going to mark it off from the 38-yard line. So that'll take it to the 48. So this will be a 1st and 18. Or so. 1st and 17, maybe?
The clock should be running. It's not.
Did they wind it? Holden is back to pass. Good job on the Christian Brothers defense. There's March, and that one in and out of his hands. It was right there. Guillermo Perez and Alan Remington were there, and you know that Gunnar Marsh felt their presence, and he just wasn't able to come in with that one.
Man, if you're a receiver, though, that's one you want back. That was in and out of his hands, and he was on a trip to the end zone there.
Tell you what, I can't wait to see where Deacon Holden is going next year.
Man.
Whether he stays local or gets an opportunity to go somewhere else, kid's got an arm. So it's now 2nd down and 18. 3 wide receivers to the right. 1 to the left. Quick screen pass goes to Gunnar Marsh. Marsh has some running room. Marsh down the right sideline. Marsh is on his way. Touchdown, Christian Brothers. Another long pass play for the Falcons. That's their 3rd long pass play for a touchdown. That one's 48 yards. And those big plays are keeping Christian Brothers in this game.
207 yards now for Holt.
Well above his average. Boy, we are just watching. It's a lot of fun tonight. The Broncos get through. Here's the kick. It's good by Levine. The Broncos, all kinds of pressure, nearly came up with a block there.
Well, we've got ourselves an old-fashioned barn burner here in Fair Oaks tonight.
The Broncos are going to need to answer.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're an 0-8 team like Christian Brothers, the longer this stays close, the more it plays to your favor.
Indeed, indeed. Who is going to make a defensive stop first? Because when that happens, that's going to be the team that wins.
Well, we went from having, what do we have, 4 turnovers in the first half, and we've had none so far in the second half.
Broncos started the second half with a drive that took half the clock, took nearly 6 minutes off the clock. They need another drive just like that.
Yeah, because if you can get that and then you can get a stop, that's the game.
Or if you can get that with very little time left to where they just aren't able to put the ball in the end zone. Here's Levine's kick. That one's on the ground. Remington is going to watch that one roll out of bounds. Nice job on the part of Remington. That was
there's a
interesting.
flag and a hat thrown. Hold on.
Yeah, I want to know about this because, yeah, I saw a second piece of laundry, and there's a referee that is not, and I wonder if he counted too many men. So we'll see what happens here. And that is the white hat. That's the referee. Looks like he's communicating with the Bella Vista sideline, or maybe he's going to come over and talk with one of his cohorts.
Well, generally when the hat comes off, it's either for too many men or somebody goes out of bounds.
Or because he's already thrown his flag.
Correct. So it's a second
He
penalty.
could be a second flag. So we'll see what he says here. So one should be an illegal procedure for a kickoff out of bounds. And then a personal foul on Bella Vista.
So they offset.
The penalties will offset.
So that's probably going to be a hit that, we saw some guys out of bounds over there about the 20.
Yeah.
So they'll offset, and so do we re-kick?
Yeah, we're gonna re-kick. Yeah.
There's a lot of wasted time just to re-kick.
Well, but the thing is if the penalty happens, the penalty happens. But if it's a dead ball, it should be assessed after the play.
Yeah, so they must have said it happened. I guess it was a continuation. And that does answer our question. So that was 2 flags. Now.
Yeah, you've probably seen it in lacrosse, boys lacrosse in particular, where referees have like 2 or 3 flags.
For that reason.
Yeah. They're having a conversation, and I wonder if one of the officials is questioning whether what we were talking about. Does it? Do they offset, or was one a dead ball?
Right.
So we're at 10:56 to go. We're going to kick it off again, and we'll see what happens this time with Levine as Remington has moved over to the other side. Looks like Trey Mello. This one's going to go Remington's direction. Remington has some running room, slips a tackle. Allen Remington still going across the 40. Remington is driven back as he reaches the 45-yard line, so the Broncos get better field position than they would have just with the kickoff out of bounds.
That's the best return the Broncos have had all game.
So from the 44-yard line, the Broncos will put it in play here. 10:44 to go in the ball game, and just a classic tonight. We've seen 2 triple-digit rush performances tonight, and one of them is Devon Norwood, as he will push his way towards midfield and finally will cross midfield. It looks like they may mark him right at the 50-yard line, which would be a 6-yard gain. And so he is very close to 260 now. What a game for Devon Norwood. But they just keep feeding the beast. Norwood again has some room. Norwood pushing forward, second effort. Down to the 45-yard line. He gets 5. He only needed 4, and that's a first down for Bella Vista. Clock will stop momentarily. We'll start it up again as we approach 10 minutes now.
263 yards for number 5.
Broncos changing up. Hugo Lopez has to come out of the game as well. I formation set. This one goes to Norwood once again. Norwood again churning out the yards down inside the 40 to the 39. That is another 5 yards. We got a whistle. We got a quick series of, looks like we got a timeout call. Oh no, an injured player.
Injured player, yeah.
Got an injured Christian Brothers player on the ground here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This looks like, it's looking like it's a number 9. So that would be Elijah Solis, who's a linebacker and running back. And where are they working on him? We're shielded by Mr. Solis. And This will be, so we'll have a bit of a delay for the injury right now. Broncos and Falcons tonight. Broncos and the Timberwolves of Wood Creek next week for senior night here at Bella Vista. That'll be our final football broadcast of the year. And then we will get ready to shift gears for the basketball season, which will then lead us into lacrosse in the spring. And it'll all be here before you know it. I know you have a senior graduating this year.
I do,
And,
yeah,
lacrosse. We'll see her play lacrosse, yes. Here is Dominic Ferrarini. Ferrarini breaks free. Ferrarini down inside the 20, and he's out of bounds past the 15. They're going to mark him at the 12. That was from the 38. 26 yards.
26.
So the Broncos in business once again. If they score here, will still leave a lot of time on the clock, but it may play into their hands. Flag comes down.
We got an injured player here. I think he threw the flag for the injury. Oh, illegal substitution.
And an injured player.
And an injured player, so that's insult to injury here.
So that'll mark half the distance to the goal. Or 5 yards, either way. Well, and I don't know. Whoever was injured wasn't injured long.
No, they weren't.
So 1st and 5 for Bella Vista. Call it the 7-yard line. Here's Ferrarini. And he is dropped for no gain on the play. 53 is Yale Cervantes, a defensive lineman, a sophomore. We will hear from him again.
I think they're actually going to credit Dom with a yard loss on that.
Mark that back to the 8-yard line. 2nd down, 6. Here's Norwood. Norwood right up the middle, pushing his way into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos. Norwood says, I got you, Dom. Thanks for the block. And the Broncos are back out in front again. 3rd touchdown of the game for Norwood. And that's an 8-yard run. With 8:41 to go. So what's our update on Norwood?
277.
So he is now 23 yards shy of 300 for the game. We have another injured player. This one is Sam Singley. And he is walking very slowly with a bit of a limp here as he's being assisted off. So Joaquin Vara has already gone down, and as Brandon mentioned, it looks like he may be out for the season. Singley, I'm guessing this is probably something that he may be able to return, if not today, next week. But that's another one down on the offensive line for Bella Vista. Extra point attempt for Pennington. Here's the kick, and he puts it through. So it's 42-35. Brandon, maybe you can check in and see what's going on with Mr. Singley, and see what's going on, and we can figure out if he might be able to come back or not.
It was a really good use on that offensive drive of mixing up Devon and Dom.
Yes.
Right? I believe that threw Christian Brothers for a loop, because Dom has been extremely explosive tonight when he's touched the ball. He's only touched the ball 6 times, but when he's touched it, it's been really effective. So
when we talked to Coach Ott before the game on 3 weeks ago against Ponderosa, he was saying, I don't know if Dom's ever going to be healthy again this year.
And he's looking pretty good. And
He's
he's
looking
seeing
great
the
tonight.
most time at running back that he's seen since the opener.
Yep.
When he had, what, a 97 yards, 93 yards? Here's Pennington's approach. Here's the kick. It's setting toward the sideline. DeStefano will take it. Slips a tackle, and now Holsapple gets there and knocks him down just across the 30-yard line. Brendan Holsapple has had himself quite a game. He's made some big tackles. He's recovered a fumble. He may have had the other fumble recovery, too. And he returned one of the fumble recoveries for a touchdown. This is probably now Christian Brothers' worst field position. Maybe not. I think they actually had a drive start inside the 20. But it doesn't seem to bother. It doesn't seem to bother them at all. They're having no problem moving the football tonight. It is just one of those games. Here's Cummings. And this is part of the reason why. Jay Cummings. Again, we talked about it, had 120 yards against Bella Vista last year. He's well above that tonight.
25 yards. I mean, just you can't give up that many yards. You just can't do it.
So 1st and 10 for Christian Brothers. They're going to send 4 wide receivers out to the left, including Cummings. Holden is by himself. Here's a screen pass, goes to Cummings. Cummings will get by one man, get by another, and get a nice chunk of yardage there down to about the 35-yard line. Remington on the stop. It'll be a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. So Cummings on the ground, Cummings through the air. .752 and counting. This makes you wonder if the last team to have possession might be the one that wins, and if it would be Christian Brothers, they're the ones that are chasing the points right now. If Christian Brothers has the opportunity to win on a 2-point conversion, I wonder if they do that to avoid overtime. Cummings in the backfield. He is swallowed up and dropped outside the 40-yard line.
Hugo Lopez kind of just said, I'm tired of getting beat up here. Big, big loss.
So that'll now bring up a 3rd down and 7.
6-yard loss on that.
And we'll see if Hugo can do this again, but I tell you what, Christian Brothers' pass game is just on point tonight.
And you would expect from here, this is 2-down territory for them.
Absolutely. Unless there's a major sack here, I do not see them. And he's got time. He's going to go downfield. Has a receiver open. That's Gunnar March. Has the 1st down, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Guillermo Perez. Alan Remington bring him down, but it is a 1st down at the 32-yard line. So the clock will stop briefly with 6:34 to go.
Another 9-yard pickup.
And now the clock running again, and the clock could be Bella Vista's friend here, even if Christian Brothers scores. We would just expect a healthy dose of Devon Norwood, and the Broncos taking their time. Try and get this ball downfield. First and 10. Holden. Under pressure, being chased by Lopez. Lopez, he gets by Lopez. Now he'll step up, he'll send it downfield, and just throws that one away.
Man, Hugo Lopez, if his hand was 2 inches, if his fingers were 2 inches longer, that would have been a sack. He was right there.
Sablon was the intended receiver on the far side. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Crowd kind of quiet here. You would think that this is where you try to get the defense amped up.
Exactly, yeah.
Cummings the lone setback. Trips left. That's Sablon in motion now coming to the right. Holden looking. Taps his face, and there, taps his hands rather. And there is Sablon with the reception. He's inside the 10. He's inside the end zone. Touchdown, Christian Brothers. 32 yards. Christian Brothers has passes for touchdowns that have gone for 43, 48, 32, and I think there's another one in there somewhere. I'm not seeing it in my notes. A 36, yeah. And that's with 5:43 to go. Point away from tying it up. Gunnar Marsh sets it down. Sablon puts it through.
Almost blocked, but was able to sneak it through.
So 84 points tonight so far.
It's kind of crazy that we were 7-7 for so long.
Yeah. We were 7-7 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and we have exploded in points.
Well, Bella Vista's punted once. I don't remember if Christian Brothers has punted.
I don't know if they have.
They've had some turnovers early, but nobody's been turning the ball over either.
No. And this is really shaping up to be a game of whoever gets the ball last. Because defensively, no one seems to be able to stop anyone.
And if you're Christian Brothers, we ask the question, who's going to make the first stop? Well, Christian Brothers has the opportunity now, and that would be huge for them.
Correct.
Because they are moving the ball with ease.
Correct.
Bella Vista is too. I should point that out. Christian Brothers kind of in a mix through the run and through the air. Bella Vista pretty much on the legs of Devon Norwood. With some assistance. Oh, it's an onside kick, and the Broncos recover. Brendan Holsapple has just had himself a terrific game.
They were ready for it.
He read that like he was reading one of his textbooks for class. He saw that coming all the way. Christian Brothers obviously thinking, we can't stop these guys.
Right.
We need to get another possession. We need to flip that. And Brendan Holsapple, you could say Johnny on the spot or Brendan on the spot. 1st and 10 Broncos. Here's Norwood. He gets a yard, maybe 2. Christian Brothers was ready for him there, so it's a 2-yard gain, which has him about 20 yards away from 300 for the game. Durazo to the right, Shadko to the left. Here's Norwood. Norwood on the move. Norwood down inside the 40. He's close to the 35-yard line. That's another 14 yards. Down to the 36-yard line. What do we got?
If I can read my own handwriting here. 292.
So he's 8 yards away from 300 on the game. Here goes Norwood. Norwood pushing his way forward down to the 31. That's a gain of 5. He's 3 yards away.
That was his 35th carry of the game.
Wow. And he's at 297. That's impressive. That's a very high per run average. Norwood again. He's going to be stood up right at the line of scrimmage. He gets it down to the 30-yard line for one more. And that'll bring us to 3rd and 5. Nasser McGee was the one with the stop. 3rd and 5 Bella Vista. Power I formation. Norwood again. pushes forward. He's inside the 20. He's pushing his way down to close to the 19-yard line. That's 10 yards, and Devon Norwood is over for 300 yards for the game. Broncos to the line of scrimmage from the 19-yard line. Ferrarini busting free. Ferrarini into the end zone. Touchdown Broncos with 3:06 to go. Did they score too soon?
That's the question. That's the question.
That's Ferrarini from 19 yards out. .306 to go. Was it risky to try the onside kick, give him a short field? You give him a short field, you can't stop him anyway. It leaves more time on the clock.
It does.
Pennington on to attempt the extra point, and these are crucial. Snap, spot, kick, on the way, and it's through. So that brings us to 49-42. So once again, we just have to see what the Broncos defense can do.
Yeah, I mean, and keep in mind here, like, any and all of the above, right? An interception, a takeaway, a defensive stop, any of the above effectively ends this game in Bella Vista's favor.
Makes you wonder at this point, if Christian Brothers scores a touchdown, do they go for two? We saw them try the onside kick. Of course, we do have overtime. We can play overtime, so you don't have to. But would they consider doing that? Here's Pennington's kick towards the sideline. DeStefano will take it. He's across the 30. He's got some running room. Gets by a tackler. That's McGee, actually. And McGee is out across the midfield stripe. So, again, fantastic field position for Christian Brothers.
Well,
just under 3 minutes to go.
Well, to answer your question about, if they can score, do they go for two? If you're 0-8, you go for it.
Yeah.
All right, well, you got nothing to lose here. You go for it.
And if they were to miss, then another onside kick is forthcoming.
Correct.
First and 10, Christian Brothers, 49-yard line of Bella Vista. Cummings, tripped up, gets a couple of yards. So gain of 2 for They just announced to the crowd the 300-yard performance for Devon Norwood.
It's very impressive for that young man.
And, of course, he's well over 1,000 for the season now. He only needed a measly 169 tonight to get to 1,000.
It seemed like an afterthought.
Here's Holden. He's back to pass. Downfield, has the reception. That's Sablon right at 40-yard line, right, and they're going to mark him at the 39. So that's a first down. Stop the clock momentarily at 2:08. Broncos were getting pressure on Holden earlier in the game. They're not getting the pressure now.
No, and they're letting them play in the trenches. I mean, they're grabbing and hanging on, and there's been very little laundry on either side of the ball tonight.
First and 10, Christian Brothers. Here's Cummings. Cummings, left side. Cummings shoots his way forward, and we'll see where they mark him out of bounds. I've been wrong on these before. It's like they're going to give him 8. Lopez runs him out of bounds, gain of 8 to the 31-yard line. Clock is stopped because he went out of bounds, so 1:35 to go. Four wide receivers set, 2 to either side. Holden under pressure. Holden's in trouble. He's hit. He gets away. He floats this one down. Gage Titus with a chance. Incomplete.
And he's hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, my goodness.
He got hit right on his hand, I think. They're going to have to take a timeout here.
They probably are going to have to take a timeout. See, do they have another quarterback on the roster here?
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back, but they've chewed up a ton of the play clock here, so they're going to have to be quick to the line.
And you wonder, is he 100%? Or is this going to be Cummings? This is probably Cummings. Sablon is lining up in the backfield as well. Cummings with the handoff. Cummings will get the first down and push his way forward down to the 25, 26-yard line. 1:19 to go. We'll stop the clock for the first down. One minute to go. Bronco fans getting into it now. Holden, not afraid to throw it. Back to pass, floats it downfield. Cummings, and he has stood up. And the Broncos trying to keep him in bounds. They are going to waive it with a clock stoppage. I think I saw a point to Christian Brothers. I think that's a timeout called by Christian Brothers. 38 seconds to go.
It is a timeout to Christian Brothers.
So he did not get out of bounds. Falcons call timeout. And at this point,
it's like a 4-yard pass then, right? Is that what we're looking at there?
3 or 4. Looks like it was 3.
3, okay, let's go with 3.
Coming right down to the end here. Teams coming back out following the timeout. What a night here at Bella Vista, however this turns out. Christian Brothers, they can taste it. Their first win of the season, even though they're down by 7. Back to pass is Holden. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and the catch is made. Touchdown, Christian Brothers. And I would love to credit him, but I don't have a 19 on the roster.
22-yard pass.
.33 seconds to go. And it looks like Christian Brothers will go for 2. They're going for the win. Cummings in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Sablon in the backfield. Turn, give to Cummings. Cummings cuts forward. He's in the end zone. Christian Brothers has taken the lead.
And Coach Ott is furious. He was calling for timeout. They were all yelling it. He was motioning.
He almost threw his hat, which would have gotten him a penalty.
That is awful. He was yelling timeout. The side judge, I mean, that is awful. I'm sorry, that is awful officiating. Coach Ott was yelling timeout for 5 seconds before that ball was snapped.
And nobody saw it?
They're yelling, jumping. They were jumping up and down. I mean, we have it on video. You can see both Coach Ott and another coach jumping up and down, yelling timeout, making the motion.
Well, 33 seconds. It's been one of those nights.
It has.
And we talked about Sam Pennington possibly being in position to kick a field goal. Broncos have all 3 timeouts left. So we'll see what they do with the kickoff.
Do they try to ice the Broncos and do the onside again? That would not be the smart play, I wouldn't think. I think he would kick deep here.
Here is the kickoff, deep downfield. And trouble for Remington. Remington will push the ball forward. He's out across the 20. Precious seconds falling off the clock. 28 seconds to go. You have relied on Devon Norwood all night. But now you're going to have to switch it over to the arm of Jack Singley. You need lots of yards in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, and to get it into field goal range, you're going to need 50-plus yards here in 30 seconds.
Devon Norwood is lined up as a receiver. Now we've got a penalty flag thrown.
They have 12 men on the field. Legal substitution. And they still have too many men on the field.
Well, now one of them's going off.
Okay, now they're going off.
So this moves it up to the 26. It's 1st and 5. Singley under center. Singley to throw. He's under pressure. Singley tries to get away. He's going to take off and run with it. Looking to turn the corner, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's a first down, 23 seconds to go. And I think that quickly there are some officials over there to break things up as the play ended right on the Bella Vista bench.
Yeah, I think number 40 ran into Coach Singley there on the sidelines, and they were just saying, hey, no hard feelings there. So that was a pickup of 11.
They were at the 26.
No, that's right, the 26.
That's a gain of 10.
10 for Singley, yeah.
23 seconds to go. Ferrarini is the lone setback. Norwood is a receiver to the left. Singley to throw. Here's Shadko with some running room. Shadko looking to turn the corner. He's got the first down. He's taken down. Clock will stop on the first down. 13.6 seconds to go. Broncos call timeout. They have 2 timeouts left. The Broncos are a run-oriented team. Jack Singley has thrown, it looks like, 4 passes tonight.
Yeah.
They don't throw very often, but they're relying now on the pass game. They have to. You need a deep one right here. And whether it gets you into the end zone or into field goal range.
Yeah, you do have a kicker here, so.
.48-yard line of Bella Vista. Singley's back to pass again. Under pressure. He's looking to get rid of it. Downfield. Pass is deflected. 7.8 seconds to go. You probably do not have time to get the ball into field goal range. Any such play is probably going to take 7 seconds off the clock.
Yep.
You are going to need.
No, so Alan Remington is going in. So looking for a trick play or something here.
Okay, so we're looking at the possible Stanford band lateral play.
I think. I mean, somebody's got to come out.
And it's Norwood that's going to come out. Remington played receiver last year. Caught a long touchdown pass in a game. And he'll go out to the left or to the right. We're going to get a timeout called by Bella Vista as there was a lot of confusion there. You need, and here you're playing the Catholic school, so here you need a Hail Mary.
Yes, you do. You know, I go back to that last touchdown and they going for two and not getting the timeout. You can say, well, but they got the play. But had they got the timeout, you don't know. And when you have a game like this, you hate to see it come down to the hands of the officials in any sport, right? Like both of these ball clubs have played their hearts out tonight. You want them to be able to finish it on their own, not with, officiating things. So that part's disappointing, but we got 7.8 seconds to try to figure this out.
And, Bella Vista wanted the timeout on the two-point conversion. They have an argument on it. No guarantee they still would have stopped it, though.
Right.
Singley, back to pass. He's going to send it over to Shadko. Shadko with some running room. Shadko's going to try and cut back in. Time has expired. Game is over. Christian Brothers, their first win of the year, and Bella Vista's playoff hopes have taken a devastating blow tonight as they lose this one 50-48. Oh, but if there was more time on the clock, Bella Vista was still moving the ball. But time runs out.
Yeah, this is going to sting, George. This is, the score shows a tremendous game, but, when you look at Christian Brothers coming in tonight, all of their losses except one being by 35 or more points. This is not the result that Bella Vista wanted, and this is a major step. This is hard. This is a step backwards for a team that's shown a lot of promise all season. When you've got a running back that rushes for over 300 yards and you come up short, that's hard to swallow. So this is going to stink for quite a while for Bella Vista.
It was all out in front of Bella Vista coming into this game. You're playing an 0-8 Christian Brothers team, and this is a game that a 2-5 Bella Vista team, it's a game they should have won. And certainly they put 49 points on the board. You score 49 points, you should win the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't lose a game like that. Right? You just, and I hate to be critical of it, but, I'm not saying anything that on paper doesn't show. You said it in the opening. This is a perfect trap game, and that's what it was.
It was a trap game, and just Bella Vista's defense, which has going into the season, that was really the talk. This team's defense was really going to be the key to the success, and really neither defense got much done tonight. But Christian Brothers, they needed to make a stop and keep Shadko out of the end zone on that last play of the game, and they did. So they got the stop that they needed. If there was more time on the clock, Bella Vista, even if there was another 5 seconds on the clock, Bella Vista would have been in great position to shoot for the end zone on that completion. But again, they just couldn't get there in time.
Even if Shadko, where he went down, if they'd have had another 2 or 3 seconds, they could have tried a field goal.
Right, or a much closer pass.
Correct. Yeah, but I mean, credit to Christian Brothers. They came in and took care of business. And, they've stunned this home crowd. Bella Vista drops to 2-6 now, 0-4 in the league, with a very tough Wood Creek team coming in.
And so to qualify for the playoffs, Bella Vista would have to beat Wood Creek, a team that going into this week had not lost. I don't know when Wood Creek gets Intercom.
They're playing tonight.
They're playing tonight. So they may have one loss on their record, or not.
Or not.
Or no, they could deliver one to Intercom.
Right.
We'll see when and we'll try and check the score on that before we get off tonight. But still, that's a very tough Wood Creek team. They need to win that game. Vista Del Lago's down this year. They've had a rough year, and that'll be on the road. But what we saw coming into this week was Christian Brothers is 0-8, and Vista Del Lago's got like 2 wins. So Bella Vista had an opportunity with those 2 wins to qualify for the playoffs. without regard to next week's game, of course, you want to win next week as well, especially for senior night and everything that's going to be going on next week. But and you know, winning the final 3 would have gotten you to 5-5 and a 500 record. Yeah, this one is a big blow for Bella Vista.
Yeah, I mean the path to the playoffs for the Broncos was winning tonight, and you know, frankly, I'm a little bit speechless. I don't know what to say. This is a game that should have been won, and it was not.
Well, again, I think back to the lacrosse game last year, where Christian Brothers came in here and won a game that on paper they should not have won, and so it was definitely their night tonight. They played well. They hung with it. They put up big numbers just like Bella Vista did. I mean, it was just a terrific night for Devon Norwood for the Broncos, with the 300-plus yards rushing, more than 1,000 yards for the season.
Yep.
Just a terrific game for Devon Norwood. He did everything he possibly could. But, you know, again, comes down to it, they needed a stop on defense, and they couldn't get one after the first couple of fumbles, and I think there was one 4th down stop.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I am sure Coach Ott, you know, I see him down there talking to his club right now, to his team. You know, they'll pick out the positives and say, you know, Devon had, you know, this great, tremendous game. The hard part about this and what stings about it is it's hard to celebrate when you lose that way. And, you know, and even if Bella Vista's on the other side of that and they win 50-49, you can say, well, we could have played better, we should have played better, whatever, but we got the win and we're moving on. But when you take the loss, that's really hard. And, you know, they just could, I mean, you said it, they just could not get a stop. And that was the difference. You know, we talked a lot about the law firm in the beginning, right? And a lot of other, you know, great things on defense, and that just did not materialize tonight. It happens, right? It's high school sports. It happens. But, yeah, very tough week ahead.
And on a very rough night for the defense, a standout performance for Brendan Holsapple.
Yes.
He had the fumble recovery for a touchdown, about 55 yards on that. He had some huge tackles along the way. You know, a sack on a blitz. You know, he had a terrific game. He recovered the onside kick that led to Bella Vista taking the 49-42 lead. So looks like Brandon's got Devon Norwood. And I don't know if you've already told him yet, Brandon, but I think we got some big news to talk about here, don't we?
I have not told him anything. These guys are not in a great mood, but Devon was nice enough to come speak with us. You got us on camera?
Yep.
All right, Devon, I know this was a tough night, not getting the win. You played amazing. They've got all the specific stats. I just know over 300 yards tonight, over 1,000 yards on the season. I've interviewed you before. I know you're going to tell me it's a team game. I wanted to win, all that. So I get that. But just tell me how you were able to be successful tonight.
You know, O-line got a great push. I know you don't want to hear that, but, you know, I just kept my legs driving, like I always say. Yeah.
So I know obviously there were some mistakes all around the field. What kind of things do you guys need to do different so that you have a different result in these final 2 games?
I would say more rallying to the ball on defense. That's definitely one of the things you got to clean up. All of the, you know, like unsportsmanlike conducts and stuff like that, that's too many yards to give up. Yeah, we just got to clean up a lot of things, but that's what Monday's for.
All right. Well, Devon, I really appreciate you taking the time. Again, I just wanted to sink in. Over 300 yards tonight, over 1,000 on the season, 3 touchdowns, just another amazing game. Thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it.
We thank Devon Norwood for coming over and talking to us. And now the defensive star of the game, Brendan Holsapple.
Definitely. And obviously you can't hear what's going on in my ear. They're talking about you being the defensive star of the game. I mean, I know that it's every defensive lineman's dream to have a game like you had, and a lot of that game you had just in the first quarter. You had a couple of fumble recoveries, a scoop and a score, a sack, an onside kick recovery. Tell me a little bit about your game tonight and how that was possible.
This week, man, I came dialed in, I came locked in, just tried my best, hardest at every practice, and just encourage the team to do their best, just get prepared for this week.
So you played amazing on defense. Obviously, you guys put up 49 points and still didn't win, so there's some things that need to happen different. What kind of things do you guys need to do specifically on defense differently next week?
And I would say just honestly stop the pass. I think the pass coverage killed us. Honestly, we were getting passes thrown on us left and right. The quarterback would scramble out of the pocket. We would get pressure, and he would just throw something up, and they would get caught. So we just need to come in next week and we need to lock in on that, and I think we'll be good for Wood Creek.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Again, amazing game today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Well, and,
right.
and you know, you're right, and he's absolutely right. I'll tell you what about Deacon Holden. That guy can move. He can move and he can throw. Very mobile in the pocket. So yeah, just very, very impressive.
Well, in the pregame, and I know I told you guys this. You know, I'm listening. I'm down there watching the pregame, and I'm listening to you guys talk about the fact that this is an 0-8 team, but this guy's got 1,400 yards. And I'm watching it, and I'm going, how is this an 0-8 team when this guy can move like that and he can zip the ball around like that? And again, you guys talked about the trap game, and they beat us 50-49. So I did talk, just so you guys know, I did talk to Coach Ott. He has been so gracious to us all season. He said tonight, I just really don't feel like talking afterwards. So
Understood.
So I'm glad we were able to get a couple of those stars over to talk with us. Those two guys, you know, put the team on their shoulders today and made it, you know, so that we were in it until the last 8 seconds of the game. So.
All right. Well, Brandon, thank you very much for your work tonight. Pass along our best if you have any contact with Joaquin Vara, because I know your families have known each other for a long time.
For sure.
So hopefully that they get everything stabilized and he's back to normal before too long.
Yeah, and I know Joaquin. I'm sure he's going to be back here next week for senior night, not in a playing type of capacity, but I know he'll be here, and so we'll get to see him next Friday.
All right. Thanks again, Brandon.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. All right. So it's still out in front of Bella Vista. You can say they control their own destiny, but they are going to have to turn around. They're going to have an offensive performance like they had tonight, and then the defense is going to have to kind of step it up. And we've seen them do it. We've seen them shut down teams like with Del Campo and Oakmont. Those were teams that didn't really do much in the second half.
No, they're going to have their work cut out for them, though. Inderkum beat Wood Creek tonight 38-35.
Wow.
So that was a great game. So those teams are now both 7-1. Inderkum leads the league. Wood Creek right on their tails. So you've got a very hungry Wood Creek team coming in off of a close loss. You know, and look, I get it. I so appreciate those student athletes coming over and talking because
yes.
That's such a hard thing, and I also understand from a head coach perspective that's a hard thing. You know, it's hard for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, a lot of times after just a heartbreaking game, in a game that you know that you should have won, I know that coach doesn't want to get himself in trouble with some of the things that that happened down there, but also sometimes you just can't digest it. And I know that one of the key things for a coach when they do these interviews, whether it's the guys in the NFL that have to do it, do the press conference after the game, or college, or the high school level, the one thing you don't want to do is say something that might come out in the heat of the moment.
Right.
That you don't intend to say. And I'm not saying the coach would do that, but I know that has been a concern of many coaches, that they just don't want to say the wrong thing, especially in an emotionally fought game and where everybody's just got to be emotionally spent right now.
Well, you know, and for you and I up here in the booth, I mean, we take our high salaries from doing this, right? And you know, we're not getting paid. I'm joking, but you know, we're doing this and giving an analysis of what we're seeing and describing the game to the people watching. If you're the coach, there's a higher expectation placed on your shoulders of not saying something that maybe you feel in the moment, and you still may feel in the morning, but there's a more appropriate, you know, for example, the timeout that they did not get, I guarantee you that film will be shared with the section to say this was very clearly a mistake by the officiating crew, and it's a training opportunity. That's the right way to handle it, not to criticize it on a, you know, we can criticize it because we saw it, but, you know, it's different. So I appreciate that.
Well, that is going to wrap it up for us tonight as we head into a weekend and the final home game of the year next week against Wood Creek. Again, a very, very, very tough, a very good Wood Creek Timberwolf team. I've seen some of their video. They've got a quarterback also who can move and who can sling it.
Yep.
So lots of work that needs to happen. Pardon
Bless
me.
you.
I was hoping I could fight that off, but there's nothing I could do there.
No, all good.
But it's going to be another tough one next week.
Yep.
Against Wood Creek. But we'll have it for you right here on BV Live Sports. It is senior night as well, so we will begin our coverage in time to carry all the senior night activities. We're still showing a 6:45 start, but we may start earlier. It just depends on how long the JV game goes, and then when we get the senior night activities going. So we're looking forward to having all of that for you next week as we conclude our broadcast season with the regular season home finale. And, Christian Brothers wasn't expected to win tonight. They did. Bella Vista, if you look at the records, would be the underdog next week.
That's right.
Underdogs have been known to win.
That's right.
And so we will see if maybe they can pull that one out. But, boy, would that be a signature win for this team next week. So we'll see. We'll all find out together next Friday night right here on BV Live Sports. We want to say thanks to all of you for tuning in. For those of you that stayed with us throughout, it was quite a game. It was one of the most classic games that we have had on our broadcast in the 3 years that we have been doing this. So thanks to Julie Tharlson, our camera operator and producer. For Aaron Keogh and Brandon Simpson, I'm George Tharlson. We'll talk to you next week. Have a